It's 5 o'clock somewhere, but right now, you're rocking with Noonish.
Oh yeah, here we are, coming live from the 214. That's Zeke and Dak, baby. Hey man, this is Noonish, man. I'm your host, J.A., a.k.a. Jonathan Anderson, man. Excited about today's show. We got a very special guest in the house coming to you today. I know you've seen this man before. Y'all probably don't want to hear me talk no more because he is the MC. Next to MC.
The MC.
How about that? The MC next to the MC.
That's right.
But yeah, man, so let's get to our guest, man, our co-host, our awesome co-host, starting with El Grande Toro Jonas Bull in the house, man. Man, did you have a good Thanksgiving, man?
I had a good Thanksgiving.
Get good and full?
I am still full.
Eating some of them mayonnaise and banana sandwiches?
That's disgusting.
He said, no, you're not Elvis. Come on now.
You don't do that for Thanksgiving.
You just might want to just throw a throwback snack in there one time, man.
Gotta have some pie.
Yeah.
Some turkey.
Sweet potato pie, pumpkin
Sweet
pie.
potaty pie.
Sweet potato pie. That's
Sweet potato pie.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
right. That's what I'm talking about.
You had some sweet potato pie?
Sweet potato pie. We had sweet potato casserole. And we had sweet potato.
Hey,
And
that
right
messes sweet potato up.
And right next to that turkey, you got sweet potato or candy yams.
Yes,
right.
sir.
That's
Yes,
right.
them candy yams, man.
That's what's
And
up.
y'all know who it is over here rocking the Ravens, man. You know? This is a half man, half amazing, all hands, always on time. Mr. 1-2 Bayou. Hey, MC Mark Clayton in
What's
the
up,
building,
baby?
man.
right.
Hey,
That's right.
man.
Let's get it, man.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving as well,
I had
sir?
a great Thanksgiving, brother.
Oh, man.
Ate good, chill good. I had both my kids, so it was amazing.
man.
We got to spend the week together. Like it was awesome.
Yeah. So what's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Oh man, I'm yams all day.
Yams all
and
day?
rolls. That's it. That was
Yams
the
is
sweet
delicious.
potato pie. I was like,
Sweet
wait,
potato
what?
pie.
Out of the White
See,
House?
my
Let's
family.
go.
Like,
You get the pumpkin
usually
pie.
That's
my
rare.
homies there.
That's
like, sweet
rare.
potato pie like that. Yeah,
That's
I'm
rare.
like, yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what's up.
man, and once again, this man
That's
needs
what's up.
no introduction, man. I don't know if he used to been on this side of the mic, on this side of the interview. Man, we got the Hall of Fame 2020 Texas Radio Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Chris Arnold in the building, man.
CA, good to be in the
Yes,
house,
sir. CA
MC.
Glad to have you, bro.
Uh-huh.
Appreciate you coming.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Come
For sure.
hang
Y'all
out
my
with me.
guys.
Yeah.
But
That's
you're
what's up.
two-time.
Yeah,
it's
Texas
two-time.
Radio Hall of Fame and Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame.
Nice.
Yeah.
Back to back. So that means I've been around a
Going
long
back
time.
to
Yeah, that's
Ancient
awesome.
wonder.
Hey.
OGAF.
Respect.
Yeah, bro.
respect.
Hey, let's get a cheers, man. I know you're drinking a La Croix, you
No
know.
doubt.
Yep.
Doing it right out here, you know. This is PED, performance enhancing drink.
That'll work too.
Yeah, it do.
So, Chris, tell me.
Got my electrolytes in this water.
good.
Yes, sir. How was your
Yeah, I got my
Thanksgiving?
electrolytes in this drink.
It was very thankful and fun. It was nice. I was on the radio at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
I had to do a Cowboys pregame show, but I was also doing some work on the radio, 105.3 The Fan, and spent a little time with my family.
Nice.
It's a nice weekend. Mavericks is in
They
town.
make a nice little spread for you,
Nice.
at least a nice
Well,
little spread.
yes, yeah. And see, my wife, one of the reasons we actually got married is she surprised me when we was just dating.
Yeah.
And she actually made a Thanksgiving meal, and she could throw down on some
Just
collard
threw
greens.
down on the greens.
First of all, she made a whole meal.
Yes.
But the greens was like, everybody can't make greens.
Everybody cannot
Exactly.
make greens.
And we
She
had
got
that
that-
conversation
Right.
earlier on another
Yeah,
show.
so she got that secret recipe from her auntie.
Okay.
Oh,
And
nice.
I was like, the whole meal was delicious, but the greens set it
greens.
off.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh, I'm going to have to marry her.
So
She
did
had
she?
that neck bone in there?
Yeah, I was about to say she got the
Oh,
neck bone and she got
all
the
that
turkey,
was-
the
Yes.
turkey leg.
Little
Either
neck
one.
bone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
little
neck bone.
chunks of ham off in there.
them
Yeah.
ham hocks. Ooh. Hey, I like
Lord
my
have mercy.
Louisiana
Yeah,
hot sauce.
absolutely.
Oh, you
on
gotta
top
do
of
that.
you
Put a
know?
Louisiana
Set it
in
off.
Come on now.
Got to do
Oh
that.
yeah, man. No, it's great, man.
Well,
It's a
that sounds
privilege
good.
to have you in the
I'm
building.
glad to be here.
You know, it's just you've been around for a minute, but I mean, you never know. Every time I'm like, man, I didn't
40-something
realize.
years.
I never
40
realized.
something years. That's
And my
amazing.
mom and daddy got good genes, so I get away with keeping a job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey,
And the looks.
that's
Those
what's
guys
up.
Yeah,
gotta
like,
get
yeah, you know,
So,
Time be flying.
crazy.
man.
Memphis, Tennessee. Grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, correct? Yeah.
Oh,
So I
okay.
mean,
Grew up in Memphis. Of course, when I was a little kid, I lived in Oklahoma.
okay.
Then grew up in Memphis in high school and middle school and high school. and then came back, went to OU, just like you. Boomer Sooner.
Here we
and
go.
then I came, well, that's why we sit next to each other.
I see. Hey, y'all just kind of just getting closer and closer.
Let's make that,
I got a lot of friends who went to UT, and I always tell them, this is what I tell them, Mark, I say, look, I don't wish any ill on UT. I want y'all to be good. So to mean something when we beat your ass.
That's right.
I want to be significant.
Yeah,
and then, And then the Longhorns always do this, right? That's they hook them.
Yeah.
This is what we do. We number one.
Yeah.
We
are.
one.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's a little better than I mean, I've been doing this because I'm gonna see the hill guy. I'm gonna see the hill guy.
Okay.
So I grew
and
up.
by the way, congratulations.
You know,
your boy going off to going to Baylor.
TCU.
TCU.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
That's
good.
That's crazy,
a
bro.
strong move.
It's great. It's great. He's gonna take a lot of guys. It's gonna take got a lot of guys from
Pipeline.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, bro. And he was doing it at Texas Tech,
that well
right?
gonna keep
Exactly.
giving. That well gonna keep giving.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's great. So, you know, I mean, I just want to hear about your life, man. I don't know if a lot of people know about your story coming up.
You mean what had happened was?
What had happened was,
okay,
man,
so I started out on the radio when I was 14 years old in Memphis.
Okay.
On the radio, I went to visit this radio station. I had my daddy bring me this radio station, and I was just seeing what it was like because I was listening to it all the time. And I was like, man, I think, I'd be a DJ or something one day.
So were you a very outgoing kid growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In fact, man, I ran the yard at school.
I
was student council president. I was senior class president.
Oh, yeah.
I was very popular.
So real active.
Yeah.
And you just came in. This is high school, right?
Right. I didn't even grow up there. Yeah, I came from Oklahoma. And
Man.
I really liked everybody, and I was in all the different things, and so when I got on the radio, that really set it off. So what they did was they said, you got to have an FCC license. Back then, you had to have an FCC license, and you couldn't make less than an A on it, and you could only take that test every 4 or 5 months.
Oh, wow.
So I got the A on the test. They said at that time, well, you need the FCC license, but can you read we did a kid's voice for a commercial, high school kid's voice for a commercial. Can you read this commercial? I said, yeah. So I read the commercial. Then I started just having my daddy drop me off over there at that radio station. Then I started doing these high school football reports.
Nice.
But then, like I said, I got my FCC license, became a DJ, and actually worked my way through school at OU being a DJ.
Oh, wow.
I was on FM 100 The Cat in Oklahoma City. I was also on KAZ, which is a black station in Oklahoma City. I was on there too. But I tested out of all the radio TV classes, got my degree in journalism. I was also on the campus station just to cover some sports. But I wasn't even thinking I was going to be a sports guy. I just like doing it.
Yeah, so you were
my whole
on the
deal
ones and twos at one point.
You couldn't have told me.
What was the jam when you was DJing? What was your go-to jam?
My best mix.
I want to know.
One of them. Okay, back then, this is the 70s.
Yes.
70s.
Yeah.
Hip hop, a hip to the hip hop. You don't stop rocking the bang bang boogie. Up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogity beat.
Yeah.
Squealy rock boo bop. Shooby doo. Guess what? America, we love you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, that was. And then
That set it off.
times.
Yeah.
Cheek.
Yeah.
These are the good times. I mean, I was playing all of that stuff.
I feel like I'm there right now.
Right.
Yeah, but that was in the 70s.
Took me there.
Yeah.
Man, I just tell you how old and how long I've been doing this. Man, I was on the radio in Oklahoma City when I was working my way through college. When Saturday Night Live, the movie came out.
Oh, wow.
That's how long I've been doing this.
Wow.
I went to school with Thomas Lott and Billy Sims and all them guys.
Oh, that's
in fact,
74.
Billy Sims was cold-blooded now.
Billy
so check it out.
Them gangsters came in the early 80s with Barry Swiss.
That's
that
right.
was Mafia.
That's right. That's right.
Them AKs started showing up on the go.
Right.
Yeah, that was in the 80s. I was
was
already
the
on
80s,
about it.
yeah.
That's when they were going Buck Wild Thompson. Them.
Yeah.
But when Billy Sims got drafted #1 by the Detroit Lions, I was the DJ for his party, for his draft party. I mean, me and Simba go way back. That's my boy Chills to this day. He lived in Louisville. I don't know if you knew that.
I actually went to school with his son.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay,
With
time be
Billy
flying.
Sims Jr. and his daughter. That's
yeah?
crazy. That's
Time
crazy.
be flying. That was a running back right there,
Yeah,
man.
he
His
was
knees didn't
legit.
get tore up, man. But anyway,
Hey.
so I did all of that,
Knees
got
will do
my
it to
degree
you.
in journalism, and immediately I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to LA or New York to be a DJ.
Right. So you
Naturally.
Or
thought,
go back, but first I'm gonna hit Memphis just to remind everybody what I was doing, right? I'm gonna come back home.
yeah.
Look at me, baby.
Exactly.
Hey, come on,
Yeah.
come through.
And I had the job set. It was lined up. The PD had hired me to be the morning DJ.
Yeah.
The national PD said, wait a minute, I got this guy from Boston. And so they was at a standstill. I'm like, wait a minute. the national guy might choose. Might get the upper hand and make the call. It was local guy was like, nah, I'm not. And they said, but we got a new team called the Mavericks. This is 1980.
Wow.
The Mavericks didn't even have a coach.
Wow.
They had no
Yeah,
players. Wasn't no draft. They just got the franchise.
Yes.
And they got the Cowboys. It covered the colleges. And I'm like, I said, the only way I do this is if you legitimately consider me when a DJ spot opens. And then I did it.
Yeah.
And they said, all right, you cover the local stuff, right? And then I was covering local stuff. And then I said, but I started, like, I was feeling it. I said, I can get y'all some interviews that's national. You know, I can do some more than that. And at the same time, so here's what I'm doing. I'm on a music station. And back then at K104, it was not just music. It was music, news, sports, traffic.
Wow.
Full service.
Yeah.
It wasn't just
Well,
R&B
yeah.
and hip-hop.
Yeah.
It was everything.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
we had a news director and all that, and I was on in the mornings and in the afternoons.
Nice.
And so I was covering all this stuff, and they're like, but I'm also going to the concerts. Because, you know, I used to be a DJ.
Yeah.
And I knew all the record company people. So I'm going backstage at the concerts, all the recording artists. They
Interviews
coming in, and
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I got the best of both worlds. I'm covering all these games, but I'm
Yes.
also
in
going
the industry.
to
Yeah, I'm in the
And
industry.
then I said, I could do some of these national games and stuff too. I said, the first thing I said, I want to cover national. I said, y'all, I told the boss over there, Chuck Smith, I said, because he loves sports. And he wanted sports to have a big impact. I said, tell you what, I could cover the Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns fight in Las Vegas.
Oh, my gosh.
And he said, nope.
Oh.
And I said, I know I can pull this off. Nope. Well, guess what? 2 days before the fight, guess what, Chris? We got Coca-Cola to sponsor round by round. I'm like, I ain't got no hotel. I ain't got no credential. I ain't got no flight.
Yeah.
You figure it out. It's sponsored. So they just gave me some money and sent me to Vegas.
Oh, my gosh.
I had to find a room.
Yep.
First of all,
That's when Tommy Hearns got knocked out in the 11th round?
I can't. Yeah, I wanted.
When Sugar Ray won that fight, like, because Tommy Hearns was on his head.
Yeah. All I can tell you is I've covered all these fights, man. When I tell you what I've covered, it's gonna blow your mind. But that fight, I covered that fight. The promoter and the guy who's handling the credentials, I had been calling him on the phone, and when I shut off, I said, they sent me anyway.
Yes.
He said, all right, you stay here in the media tent, and I'll see if somebody don't show up, and then you can sit in their seat. So I'm there the whole, because I got there early. I was going to get there the last minute. I got there early in the afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Just to see, because I was like, Coca-Cola done sponsor this, my butt's on the line.
Yeah.
They expected me, and back there were no cell phones.
Oh, yeah.
I had to find me a phone.
Yeah.
So I had to get in case the whole thing out early. This is Caesar's Palace.
Yeah.
They had it on the tennis courts, and they had a media tent outside. So I'm there. The security people, they see me, and a couple of people, back then, Skip Bayless, who's
Yes.
national now.
Oh, yeah.
He was in Dallas on K104. I used to produce his 1 minute segment.
Really?
He had a
Are you
1 minute.
serious?
He had a 1 minute segment where he would talk all his trash.
See, I hear
get
Skip
people
Bayless
mad.
is pretty cool, like, really, and, like,
He
off,
is. It's
off
an
the
act.
screen.
It's an
like,
act.
he's a completely
It's
different
an act.
person.
He's a
real
completely
cool.
different person. He's a real nice guy.
Wow.
It's just the act. That's
Oh,
what you.
kangaroo court.
Oh, wait a minute.
Kangaroo court. There it is.
So anyway, I'm doing this. You know, Skip was there, some other people there. So the security guard and all, they saw that I was there and I was legit. They just didn't see no credential on me.
Right.
Well, the fight starts, getting ready to start, and I ain't got no credential. But the guy at the door that's leading to the arena, or to the tennis courts, he been seeing me for 3 or 4 hours.
All day.
Yes.
And I said, I give you $20. I got to get in there.
That door guy.
Man, I had to pay him $20 back because the phone was in the media center.
Yeah.
And I had to come back to do the round by round. I went through a couple of $100, but it got done. And then I got my interviews post-fight with Leonard and Hearns and all that.
Wow.
And then, you know, called it and did my show live and all that from the morning. And when I came back, you did it. Anything you want to do, we know you can do it.
Wow.
So that led to me covering this. This is what I've covered over these years. 28 Super Bowls. 21 NBA Finals, 21 NBA All-Star games. I hosted the one. I was the MC for the one at AT&T Stadium, 108,000 people. 15 Final Fours, 8 World Series, 8 baseball All-Star games, 5 Pro Bowls.
Jeez.
All the big boxing matches you can. I was even there when Tyson bit off Holyfield's ear. I was all there.
Oh, my gosh.
All the Floyd's fights, all the college bowl games.
Yes.
I've covered. Okay, somebody asked me, and I just looked this up, sat down this past month. How many Cowboy games have you covered in person?
Total.
In person. 748 and counting, including 27 playoff games, 5 American Bowls. That's these preseason games all over the world.
Yes.
A couple of them in London,
yeah.
couple of them in Japan, Mexico City, and in Toronto.
Yeah.
That's probably more games than any one player has actually played.
I've been to more games than Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones. Because I would fly on the charter with the team from 84 to 2010.
And that was before Jerry got here.
Yeah, I was
With Tex Ram
10 years before
and
Jerry
Tom
got
Landry.
here. I did 1980 to 89. That's when Jerry
Wow.
fired Tom Landry. So I did 10 seasons with Tom Landry.
Wow.
Then you say Maverick games.
Maverick games.
You know, it's
How
82
about-
of them in a year.
They won.
Before the playoffs.
How about 1,320 and counting, including 90-something playoff games
Right.
and the NBA Finals?
Of course, the finals.
So I've
Bro,
been
that is
fortunate.
let me tell you, as a fan of sports, that is an ideal job.
It is.
Oh,
and
God.
that's why I had at K104, and then K104 let me do Channel 8, where I won an Emmy Award. They let me do The Ticket, where I was the first show to be #1, and it stayed #1 for 5 years.
Yes.
They let me do all those, and like I said, covering all the concerts, meeting every kind of celebrity you could think of, been through K104. And I got to meet, and
That's
then I was
crazy.
doing a TV show called On the Beam, which was, we syndicated nationally and internationally. It was on in the Caribbean, on in Japan, and on in 70 countries in Africa. And I wrote and produced that. This was back in the late 80s. And BET wanted that show, but they weren't paying properly back then, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I said, no, I'm going to syndicate it and let it see if I can pop it off like Oprah.
Yep.
When it's
Yeah.
syndication. Man, BET came up with 106 in Park.
Wow.
And that same a guy and a girl, my co-host.
AJ and Free.
Yeah, my co-host back there, her name was Maria Rita. She was J-Lo before J-Lo. So I had Maria Rita and me.
Yeah.
Anybody know back in the day, we used to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got crazy stories
That's
of all these
crazy.
years.
I
You just
bet,
named somebody.
man. That is insane.
And then, like I said,
Wow.
because K104, when they said, I'll send you to all these events,
Yep.
but you got to get the one-on-one interviews.
Yes.
We don't want no at the press conference. We can get that off
Yeah.
Associated
Oh, yeah.
Press.
Yeah.
Or we get that off. We want one-on-ones. So for me to get the one-on-ones, I established relationships with all these sports figures.
Yeah, that's pretty, and that's hard to do.
It's very hard to
Especially when
do.
it's a crowd of, you know how many
Oh, yeah.
microphones in the
Yeah.
building, like, and
For sure.
to you know,
Make your way through.
what did you had to throw some elbows to get through that crowd.
Especially, well, first of all, how many brothers out there?
Yeah.
It ain't that many.
Oh yeah.
Especially
You're
then.
right about that.
That's what I'm talking about. Back
Especially
then.
then. Yeah.
And I wasn't a former athlete. So
Yeah.
that also was tricky, right? And also sometimes they would say, well, you're a music station. You're not really sports. We're not going to give you a credit. Yeah, let me show you all the stuff I've been doing.
Yeah.
I had to prove it. It's kind of like some Jackie Robinson stuff. It
Yeah,
really
right.
was. This is in the 80s.
Yeah.
The 80s and then to the 90s. It wasn't like they just said, okay,
Wow.
all right, we're in Dallas. They would give a credential. And it
So you
wasn't
got
even-
that mouthpiece on you is what you're saying. Like you knew how to talk.
I had to
And-
negotiate,
and-
leverage,
Yeah.
finesse.
Finesse the
Finesse.
game.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
to, like I said, it was some Jackie Robinson kind of stuff because it
Yeah.
wasn't like, because what they would do in the world of sports back then, radio stations, even if you, first of all, they said music station. You're not a news station.
Yeah.
If you wrote for a paper, you could have been the Corsicana Gazette. Oh, here you go, credential.
Just like
Yeah.
that.
Anywhere. Because they have print media bias.
For sure.
Yeah.
If you on the radio and you wasn't television, television didn't cover every single thing, or only that network would cover it, or get the rights to it.
Yes.
So if you on the radio back then, and you say you on a music station,
Yes.
you might as well say I'm writing in a blog on my parents' bathtub or in my basement.
Yeah.
It wasn't legit.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing a podcast.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now it's so much media, social media and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Once you in, you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back then,
Nope.
I had to do some Jackie Robinson stuff. I had to, like I said, finesse, negotiate, leverage. I'd say, we're in Dallas. Dallas is a top 10 market or top 5 market.
You were out there working.
Yes.
Like people don't see
So-
now they see the result of your work.
Right.
Like it came easy.
I had
and they don't
peers-
know what you went through to make it happen.
Thank you.
And you had to make it
I had
happen.
peers, recent peers, didn't know what all I did. They just assumed that, oh, you get to go everywhere and cover. K104 just let you. No, they didn't let me.
Yeah.
I had to prove it.
Yes.
And the put me in check one time. That I didn't ever do anything wrong, right? I always worked hard.
Yes.
That same, the late great Chuck Smith, my boss, the operations manager. One time he sent me to Rangers, and by the way, all these Ranger games too in spring training.
Yes.
I've been in
World Series.
36 Cowboys training camps.
Man, you
36.
basically that's crazy.
So let's go back to this Ranger. So I'm in Ranger spring training. They were in Florida back then. So I'm in Florida. And it was raining the day I got there. It was raining cats and dogs. And it was raining that next morning. And I'm on the air. And the biggest thing that was going on that particular night was the final, not the Final Four. It was like the Elite Eight or something. So it was like NCAA tournament stuff. So I'm talking about NCAA tournament stuff. And I'm here at Rangers spring training, blah, blah, blah. Don't have a game. It's been rained out, blah, blah. I get a call that afternoon from the boss. He goes, "What was that?" I said, I was talking about what's the most important things, and Rangers rained out, and blah, blah, blah. Where's the sound? You could do that. You could have done that here. I'm like, but they didn't have no game. You better go find somebody.
Wow.
And I look, literally, it wasn't like this was my first time. I've been doing this for 10, 14 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, can't be slipping.
Yeah.
It's all about the sound.
Check
You
that,
gotta have something nobody else got.
Yep.
Like that just put me in check, made me remember. Oh yeah, I can't just say I'm down here in Florida and everything's rained out. I don't know where these Rangers playing at. These Rangers
you better
players,
find it.
where their hotel is, or where they
having dinner.
Where they did, but I better find somebody.
You better go find Chuck Norris or somebody.
Exactly. But they knew I always came through. Like I was at the World Series when the earthquake hit. This is
wow.
This is way back in 1988, 89. Earthquake hit. I'm there. I'm getting interviews with everybody, and I found a fax machine phone to do my reports. All the power was there. There wasn't no cell phones back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Power's out everywhere. I found a fax machine phone
Because none of that mattered. None of those circumstances mattered. The only thing that mattered was I need
producing.
Yeah. I need you to. We sent you out there. You better bring something back.
I tell you another crazy. So I'm at the NFL draft in New York City, Radio City Music Hall, and that was before they was bouncing around in different cities. Radio City in New York, and all them Jets fans, Jets. So this was the Vinny Testaverde draft. He was the number one pick
from
way
Miami.
back then.
Yeah,
but at the same time, the Mavericks are having a night playoff game in Seattle. They're playing the Seattle Sonics at night. The same day I'm at the draft.
Yes.
And nobody knew that that's the way the playoffs was going to work out. And I already got my credentials and everything for the draft. And I'm like, I bet I could do both. And my boss said, no, you can't. Because he liked the adventure of me doing stuff.
Yes.
I said, I bet I could pull it out. I said, I bet I could do New York and Seattle. Because the game is at night. And it's a late night game because it's like 9:30 on the West Coast.
Yep.
Man, I found me a flight.
Oh, my God.
I swear to God, I did the draft.
That's like a 6-hour flight, though.
Yes!
Cross country.
But the game,
But
the
2 hours,
good part was there wasn't no bad weather.
Oh, and the draft was different back then
smooth.
because it wasn't televised like it is now, right?
It was
NFL
televised, but I got my
was just
one-on-ones.
one,
Oh, gotcha.
With the
And
first
done.
rounders.
Right, with
Which
the
was
first
all that you
round.
need.
That's all I need. I didn't need to be there the whole day.
Yeah.
That's what you said. That
But
was the
first-
key. That was the key.
That's the key,
This is the
yeah.
first round. So then I flew to the game. I got to the game like hour and a half before the game, like I'm covered. And some of some other media guys from Dallas were like, "Where you been all day? You missed shoot around. Where you at? Hanging out last night?" I was in New York at the draft. No, you wasn't. Showed them credential. Here's Vinny Testaverde. Boom! I love doing stuff
the
like
hardest
that.
working man in radio.
I love
Telling
the
you.
challenge of, you can't watch me do this.
Exactly.
I was
gosh.
at so many big moments. I was in L.A., the Dodgers.
You were an
with Kirk
athlete.
Gibson.
It just wasn't on the field. You was an athlete in radio.
Oh, I
bro.
just showed you.
You
Check this
still
out.
got the same heart, the same passion.
Oh yeah, so check this
you know?
out. So check this out. When all of Michael Jordan's champs. So when
I was gonna ask you
when the
about
Last
that.
Dance came out, that documentary,
Yeah.
I knew I was in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I said I
Somewhere.
was in all of
Right.
that.
Did you,
I-
did you
'cause I
see
didn't-
yourself on the documentary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Interviewing Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker. They had one of my best stories. I always tell these, I call it CA Stories Confidential. I tell these stories that, about you just never know the stuff that happens to me covering all these different events.
Right.
So I had been telling the story for years, and it kind of played out on The Last Dance. It backed me up. I told a story about how Leonardo DiCaprio owes me a favor. And so here's what happened. What had happened was, I'm covering the NBA Finals, Michael Jordan's last game with the Bulls. We up in Utah against the Utah Jazz.
Yes, yep.
And I've been covering the NBA Finals at that point like 20 years. Well, not close to 20 years. It's 15, 16 years.
Late 90s.
It's late 90s.
This
It's 96.
where he
So
hit
it's
the shot.
15 to 16 years.
The push off.
Bomb.
There wasn't no push off.
Yeah, it wasn't no
He
push
just
off.
slipped.
It was,
okay.
it was the push by.
They forgot to wipe
It
their
wasn't a push
phone
off.
right
It was
there.
just a
Back then,
push
there
by.
was no blood. Back then, there was no blood, no foul.
He used
right?
his own
No
momentum.
blood,
you
no
know what I
foul.
mean?
Yeah.
So I'm there covering that, right? But the guy that's on the locker room door,
Yep.
it wasn't just the PR guy for the team, wasn't the Bulls guy.
Okay.
This is the finals. Is the NBA vice president of communication. Well, I've been knowing him. His name is Brian McIntyre. I've been knowing Brian because I've been covering all these finals.
Yep. Yeah.
I had to work with him. In fact, the first finals I ever covered, just like the Vegas thing, there ain't even no credentials.
Wow.
And this is
Ain't
Boston.
gonna be.
And then Brian's like,
Ooh, that's tough.
yeah, this is the original Boston Garden.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
there ain't no
Oh,
room.
right.
Brian's like, they sent you all the way from Dallas. I'm like,
Yeah,
and so he took care of me. So I've been knowing him forever.
Right.
So he's the one on the door. So I'm standing out there. And by the way, you got media from all over the world. Everybody knows it's the Bulls' last championship.
Yep.
Yes.
Everybody been knowing this
Yeah.
because they're gonna blow up the team.
Yep.
And
Crazy.
so, which is crazy.
Yes.
And so I'm there, and I'm like, got all this media, all that, and I'm like, I know I'm getting in because I've been covering this. He don't know all the rest of them. I know I'm getting in because I'm grandfathered in.
Right.
So I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm patiently waiting. I look behind me to just see all the different ones from all over the world. And right behind me, wearing a hoodie and a ball cap, is Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man.
Wow.
Because they
Young
partners.
Spidey.
They tight friends.
Yeah.
And I recognize them, even though they got the little hat on.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you ain't fooling
I
me.
said, Leo, Tobey, what y'all doing here? Man, we just came into the game. We were in between films, and we got a friend that had a private plane. We just came on up there. I said, oh, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, it was just the way I thought it'd be. It was so much fun. We stand there killing. I said, y'all want to get in the locker room? Yeah. Come get us. I said, watch this. Follow me. Right. I got Toby and Leo with me. Oh, Chris, right this way.
Just like
So
that.
we go right on in there, and they get
Just
the champagne
like- oh,
popping.
yeah.
And then Leo said, man, I owe you, man. I owe you. I
Yeah.
said, it's cool. In that last dance,
Yep.
they show everybody and say, and in this locker room, even Leonardo DiCaprio was
sad.
there.
Oh,
And I'm like,
sad.
there it is. I'm
There it
like,
is.
well, they gonna me and Toby. They ain't say nothing about it. Toby Maguire. They say
Like,
nothing.
it
It's
is.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I wonder if Leo was like, oh, I really appreciate you, Chris.
And
for that
so
moment
here's the
right
part two. So of course, I ain't even thought about that, right? Years later, this is like in 2014. I'm emceeing the Maverick game, like I'm emceeing for the Maverick.
Yep.
I look over there, and there's a billionaire who has front row seats right next to the Mavericks bench. It's kind of like on the scorer's table. And he got a suite down in the tunnel area opposite Mark Cuban. His name is Andy Beal. Andy Beal owns this bank here in Dallas. He's worth like $9 billion. And he plays professional poker all the time.
Oh, wow.
He got Tobey Maguire sitting in his seat.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'm gonna go
wait a
holler at
minute,
him
I
real
gotta go
quick.
holler at him. As soon as I get a break. Well, it's halftime. They go into Andy's little suite. I've been knowing Andy, and I go in there, and I say, everybody's kind of talking to me, and I say, and Andy said, Chris, I want you to meet Tobey Maguire. And I said, Toby, you hear people say this all the time. You don't know me, or I know you, but I said, you don't even know who I am, but when I tell you what I did for you, you don't remember.
Exactly.
And I said, remember the Chicago Bulls championship and you and Leo?
Say
Oh my God!
Say
Leo
less.
said, Leo
Say
said he
less.
owes you. And I said, yes, he does. And he said, Leo is good for it.
less.
I'm telling you, he's good for it. He said, what, I don't know what I would want.
Right.
He said, man, that's a memory you can't. I said,
Exactly.
yeah.
You can't.
No doubt.
That's
can't
those
replace it.
priceless
It's
moments right
priceless.
there.
Very much so.
You know, that's
Yeah.
crazy, bro. Like
That's
I know you
goatness,
got
man.
I got
stories
stories,
for
man.
days, man. So
Crazy.
of
I got
everything you
crazy
covered,
stories.
man, how was it? Did you ever get the interview with Jordan?
Yeah, lots of times.
Really? So
Yes.
I've heard
That's
so
one.
many different things. Is Jordan a pretty cool cat? Because I've heard so many different things.
He
People
is.
got-
He's just competitive.
Yeah.
Now, just to show you how
I get it. I love
1000%.
it.
he competitive about every single itty bitty thing. Oh my God! I'll give you one short example. I told you I was doing the show called On the Beam, right?
Yeah.
So I did this TV interview with him. Now or talking about a one-on-one, because me and him was good enough. We was cool. I mean, he know me when he see me. He knows Chris from Dallas. And actually, I got two stories. Okay, so when I was, this is kind of competitive. So I'm doing On the Beam, and so we're gonna do this interview, right, in the locker room. And so we talking, and so at the end of the interview, I said, all right, can you do this little tease for me? I said, I always ask all the celebrities, I asked them to say, hi, I'm Michael Jordan, and you're On the Beam.
Yes.
He said, oh, man, I don't do that. I said, man, everybody's done it. He goes, man, I ain't gonna do all that, man. I did you the interview. I ain't gonna do all that. He's laughing about it. Like, so I said, man, Janet Jackson, why didn't you ask me first? This man is crazy.
It's crazy.
Why didn't you ask me first?
Yeah,
and then, of course, he did it. Yeah. I was like,
how'd she do it?
That's all she said. Janet Jackson was gonna get it, bro.
Did she hit?
I just said it because I knew she was a big star.
Yeah.
I said, Janet Jackson did it.
Yeah.
He said, why didn't you ask me first?
Yeah.
Now here's another. So he actually influenced me when I decided to quit Channel 8.
Oh, wow.
At the time, okay, that's what I was doing. I was doing Channel 8, Fox Sports Southwest for the Mavericks, The Ticket, and K104, all at the same time. I did this for over a year.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
3 of them for like 3 years. But this one year, I was getting weary because I'm on the morning team.
Exhausted.
So I'm getting up at
You're doing too much.
3:30 every morning. So,
But
when
you're hustling, though. You can't help
So
it.
when he come back from retirement from baseball, by the way, I went down there covering him on baseball. I was down there interviewing him.
Birmingham
He gave me some
Barons.
T-shirts and stuff. It's baseball. I got a Jordan baseball shirt.
Wow.
It's got the Jordan logo, and it's got a baseball diamond all around it.
Yeah, that's
He gave it to me out of his
crazy.
locker.
That's
So
dope.
so anyway, so I've been coming on. So he comes to Dallas. This is when he come back to the Bulls, out of retirement, and he says, hey Chris, man, how you doing, man? Everything all right? I said, yeah. He go, how you like your new job? I said, oh, it's a lot of fun. Cause I'm all dressed up in a suit, and usually I'm whatever. I'm in a suit.
Athlete.
Right now, chilling
well,
like
you
a
know, I'm
gentleman,
wearing
you know?
decent clothes, but I'm wearing a suit and tie.
Yes.
So
Completely out of
that's
character
I'm
from
doing,
what
I'm
he
doing
what he
Fox.
knew.
I'm doing Fox Sports Southwest. So I'm because I just got through doing the pregame thing, and I'm in the, like, and I'm just BSing with like no. He said how you like your new job? I said, oh, it's great, it's going great. He said, well, you're doing a good job with it. I'm like, man, how you know?
Right.
Yeah.
He goes, I got satellite. I be watching you all the time.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, Channel 8, the #1 station in town, versus Fox Sports Southwest. I was thinking Fox Sports Southwest. The Mavericks sucked back in the 90s, right?
Bro, like I said, I had a Lakers poster with a Maverick sticker on the bottom right corner.
They wasn't no good.
No.
And I thought nobody watched the Maverick games. I'm just doing the Mavericks just to be doing it.
Yeah.
And traveling and flying on their charter and doing all this. And I was like, okay, if I make a business decision, it's on satellite. Channel 8 is just local.
Right.
That's why I said, Channel 8, I'm going to let y'all go. Because, I mean, I'm just a reporter.
They're big
It
in
ain't like I'm
Dallas.
trying to beat the anchor. I'm not trying to
I'm not
replace
trying to
Dale.
replace
I work
him.
with him.
Yeah.
Dale ain't going nowhere.
No, he's still there, ain't he?
Yeah, but
He
he
still-
just retired.
Did he
He
just
just
recently?
retired in
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just this
I didn't
past
know that.
September.
What year was that? 40.
Bro.
He's been there. No, he was over there for like 40 years.
My whole life.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah,
I've been
Yeah,
saying
Dale
Dale
was there.
Hansen
He
for a
got
long
to channel. He
time.
was first at Channel 4,
Yep.
and then he got to Channel 8 in like '83 or something, '84, something like that.
Okay.
And then he talked to me about working over there in the early '90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After I was doing On the Beam.
Wow.
And so I worked over there for, like I said, for 4 years and got an
Right.
Emmy. But seriously, everybody at Channel 8 is that good, they get an Emmy. It's
Yeah.
like you got the whole crew,
Yeah.
AP, Jose, all those guys. If you working with the best and you put
Yeah.
your best into it, you're gonna probably get rewarded. At Channel 8.
Absolutely. They're going to bring your
It's the
level
best
all
of
the
the
way up
best.
to the top. And,
Yeah, it's
and
like-
you're there because you're already good.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Exactly. So, but
That's
yes, but Jordan, he influenced me. I told him
Yeah.
later. I said, "You the reason I left the local station, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gave me that advice.
Well, said
That's
I
what
see
did.
you.
That's crazy.
I
That's
got
crazy.
satellite.
Yeah, I got
Man,
satellite.
hey, when MJ
I got
speaks,
stories,
man,
man.
MJ tell you
That's
something, it's like
awesome,
I might need to take that and run with it. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
that's still
See,
the
that's
man.
the-
Jordan
but see,
ain't played
so-
in what 20
But see,
years?
that goes back.
Yeah.
But that goes back to the
Still.
relationships, man.
Yeah, it does.
I wouldn't have an interesting life if it wasn't for the relationships I developed, and if it wasn't for the listeners, people who listen and watch me on TV,
Oh, yeah.
and said they enjoyed the work.
Well, you
So I
provided
never-
access to the people that
Right.
they love to watch.
Pull the curtain back.
Indeed.
Right?
Indeed,
And
yeah.
that's
And not just
man,
the same old
Yeah,
BS
yeah,
questions.
exactly.
Yeah, there's so
I
much
tried to put
value.
some
Yeah, and
Stuff from the heart.
Yeah, and you undress them like they unmask
Right.
themselves
And-
when they're around
yeah,
you.
exactly.
They feel
That's
comfortable.
the key. They wasn't like they weren't giving me cookie cutter answers. I
Yeah.
wasn't asking them cookie cutter questions.
Yeah.
And so it all worked out, and that's why like it's kind of like I said I was grandfathered in on the NBA Finals
Right.
because I've been covering them so long.
Right.
Well, I was also grandfathered in on relationships with other athletes because you
Yes.
know y'all talking like and say, man, stay away from that guy.
Yeah.
Or watch out for him.
Who
He
cool
dirt.
and who ain't.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Or he act like he cool, but he ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Well, everybody who I've been covering would vouch for me to the new guys.
Off top. Yep.
Like Shaq
and
told
respect.
Kobe, oh, he good people.
Man,
And
so all right, so
respect.
that's a whole different. All right, so you
Respect.
got to interview Kobe. It sounds like.
not just interview him, I mean,
So was Kobe really MJ part 2?
yes, except for he didn't hang out with nobody.
So he was a
See, here's
introvert.
the difference. He's an introvert. He was a loner.
Yeah.
And so
And MJ wasn't?
No, MJ playing cards with everybody. He out there, he betting money on the
Yeah,
card game.
'cause he
He's
competitive.
always playing cards.
It's
He's
like
betting
people.
on.
It's-
He's a
Yeah.
people, but he's a people person.
Take
So,
two
so basically,
for competition
he,
to happen.
He worked real hard, and then he
can't
played
compete
real
by myself.
hard, but he played with his teammates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kobe, he worked real hard, and then he's in the hotel room. He wasn't out hitting the clubs and he wasn't doing
Yeah.
that. Jordan do all that.
Yeah.
Kobe didn't, and
That makes
was,
Jordan. That makes Jordan better because he was out there kicking it
well.
too.
That's what that
And then waking up, having to wake up the next
Yeah.
day and do it again.
Yeah.
is he got amazing stories about how y'all don't know how he did it.
How
Yeah.
you do-
But-
like,
I mean,
Kobe-
the flu game
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I'm
that
saying?
was pizza. And I knew
yeah,
that,
no,
and I knew that before. But
Not
I
flu
was talking
game,
about
but-
Ron Harper, who is a real good friend of mine,
Yeah.
and I knew Ron from Spud Webb. Spud Webb and Ron Harper like tight boys.
Wow.
And Ron was playing for the Bulls. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
up there.
you were
there.
And Ron told me, I was like, man, he had the flu. This when it was all happening. He got, that was no flu, man. He got some
Food
bad
poisoning.
pizza.
Yeah.
He got some
That nigga
bad
had that
pizza.
pizza.
Yeah,
And
and he
then-
said on the show, he said, I knew I shouldn't have ate that pizza.
It was
Because when I got
pizza.
the first time in my life I had more than one person delivering me a pizza.
It was crazy. And guess what's so wild? During the last dance, a friend of mine at 105.3 The Fan had a friend up in he's from Utah. And he was one of the producers at 105.3 The Fan. He's a young guy. He's like in his early, mid-20s, if that.
Yes.
He knew a guy up there that knew the pizza guy. The pizza,
Wow.
because it was the manager. The manager was so impressed that the Bulls were ordering, he wanted to hand deliver it.
Yeah.
Now, he said, I didn't poison the pizza.
So he says they just got a dirty shot.
What it was is he can't. If he had a bad pizza, it was a bad pizza.
Yeah. So
But
it wasn't intentional.
I had him on the air explaining everything.
wow.
He talks about the and by the way, I knew where they were. Look, I've been over there to visit Ron at that hotel.
Yeah.
Y'all went up there in the rooms. I was out in the lobby and stuff.
Right.
I knew the hotel. He explained everything. He talked about because y'all locked up sometimes, right?
Indeed.
They got a security guy. I'm talking about on the
Yep.
road games.
Oh,
they
the
got a
road game.
security
Yeah,
guy by the elevator.
Down by
You
the
can't
elevator.
get up or
Absolutely.
down.
Yeah.
You know.
They ain't taking. Ain't nobody sliding in.
Yeah.
But like I said, this guy explained all the stuff. It all checked off the list. All checked off. And what he did was he had some bad pizza. He just didn't realize it.
Wow.
Yep.
But it wasn't the flu. It was pizza. I got ridiculous stories,
Wow.
man. I
Yeah.
go on and on.
That's
and on.
crazy,
But
man.
back to Kobe real quick. So
Yeah.
me and Kobe had a nice genuine relationship and stuff. Cause like I said, Shaq said, "No, he good people."
Yeah.
So, and I got Shaq stories too. But Kobe, so
Shaq one of my favorite characters in the world, by the
Shaq,
way.
Hands
Shaq.
down.
Don't let me tell you some Shaq stories.
Nah,
but let me
yeah,
finish
we-
this Kobe.
yeah,
What time is that? You know I gotta go in a minute.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
You
I'm
got
good.
10.
So
Yeah, we
let
gonna ride this.
me tell you.
got to,
Let me
man.
tell you the
We got
Kobe
to.
story first, because I hate to not pay off on these stories. So I'm covering Kobe from day one with him, from all the way through. And by the time I'm emceeing these Maverick games, before that I was just K104 covering, then Fox Sports Southwest. Now I'm emceeing the games. So I'm emceeing this like 2005 or something. And Nike give me all my shoes.
Yes.
Because I'm a mannequin. I'm walking out there, so I got,
Yep.
they ain't paying me. I'm not an athlete.
Yep.
But
They pay you
give
in merch, baby.
I got
Hey,
Nike
give me the
deals.
merch.
Yeah.
So I got so I'm out there and I'm not even a shoe guy.
Yeah.
I swear to God I'm not a shoe guy. I just don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
And
that's beautiful.
I mean
I told you an athlete.
Basically.
so
what it is.
So I'm out there pregame and I'm BSing with Kobe like I always do. And he's wearing some really cool Kobe's. And I told you, I'm not even a shoe guy, but this is a good looking shoe.
Yep.
And I said, man, those are really nice. Are those out yet? He goes, nope. And he looked at my feet, he goes, how come you're not wearing none? I said, I can't be wearing no Kobe's. I work for the Mavericks.
Yeah.
He goes, JJ got Kobe's? And he pointed over to JJ Barea. And JJ's wearing his Kobe's. And he said, who your guy? Who your shoe guy? I said, Roy. He said, Roy, get him Kobe's. I got 10 pair of Kobe's now.
Wow. And you can't buy them
like
right
that.
now.
And I know. And here's what's so wild about my Kobe's. I just thought they was Kobe because I told you I'm a shoe guy.
Yeah.
I thought they was Kobe's you could buy. They are
no.
they're PEs.
Bro,
player
player
editions.
All right, so let me
These
tell
are
you,
player editions
if
that
you
you
don't
can't
see
buy on the
Player
street.
editions right now.
even if you can buy them in the street, they still
Bro.
not the ones that Kobe was getting.
I know.
Like, it's completely different
player
material, completely
edition is
different
different.
feel.
Man,
like,
this
everything
is what I
top
knew.
line,
This is
top
what I
of the
knew.
line.
I was at University of Dallas.
Hey, what size you wear? I might have to call you and get
No. I know the value.
Yeah,
I know the
just gotta
value.
keep it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm at University of
that's
Dallas
insane.
it's doing a speaking thing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm walking down the hall, and this dude comes up to me and goes, "Hey, where'd you get them?" I don't even know this guy.
Right.
I'm like, "You gonna try to jack my shoes?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Where'd you get them?" And I'm like, "Why?
Right.
You can't buy them. Them are Kobe's." Blah, 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 blah.
You right.
And I was like, "Okay, where would you get them?" I'm like,
Bruh.
I know some people. And
Yeah.
he'll say he don't even know who I am.
Yeah.
He just accosted me about them shoes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gotta be careful. I can't be wearing these on the street.
Right. Clearly.
Clearly.
I
But-
got them up
okay.
in the
So did
the
you
case.
know? Here's a Shaq story. I got a
Yeah.
million of these Shaq stories. But
Okay.
did you know Shaq owned a neighborhood in Frisco?
Up in Frisco, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Okay, so this is how I found this out.
I was no lie.
There's no
Just
lie.
last night I was
A
telling
whole- not
my
a house,
lady
a neighborhood.
a neighborhood.
Really?
Yes,
Yes,
an
he
entire
did.
edition.
Development.
A whole-
whole
so,
development,
so, let,
bro.
so let me
Yes,
tell the
bro.
story. So this was so funny. I found out about this. They said Shaq owned this neighborhood. Well, I knew somebody who was staying in a house up there that was friends with Shaq.
Okay. Oh.
And they said, we having a party over here to watch one of these Western Conference final games or whatever. So I covered the final anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I come on over there. They said, and this, I'm like, okay, this is Shaq's house because this is his crew. They
Yeah,
over
yeah,
here.
yeah.
And so I'm going up there and I'm expecting to see some big old mansion.
No doubt.
And this is when I knew he owned the whole neighborhood. I thought it was just a house at first.
Yeah.
I go up there and every street is like St. Charles, New Orleans Drive, Baton Rouge Road. I'm like, every street has got something to do with New Orleans.
Yeah.
Got Chapatouillas.
Yeah. Chateau de Bléon.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And so I go over there and it's a nice.
Ponchatoula.
Exactly.
Yeah, gotta have the Ponchatoula.
Exactly. Boudin Lane.
Yeah.
So I go over to the house
That's
and it's
funny.
a nice house. It ain't no big old mansion,
No doubt.
Yes.
but it
It
didn't
was just
like
a
it
nice
was just
house.
it fit into that neighborhood. It was like
Yes.
a $300,000-$400,000 house.
Cookie cutter neighborhoods.
Yes.
All the homes are kind of developed
Yes.
the same, and it's
Man.
a
Yes,
neighborhood.
and then I found out, I'm sitting there watching the game, talking to everybody in the
Yeah.
house, and it turned out what the deal was, Shaq went to LSU,
Yep.
so some of these LSU people, they wanted to partner with him.
do development.
And so he's a smart investor.
Yes, sir.
He invested in him, and they
Man,
created
I
an
can't-
image.
I can't
and this is before Frisco, the Cowboys was even up
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
I-
wow.
I
This
can't-
is in the 90s, late 90s, or early 2000s. Early
bro,
2000s.
I cannot make this up.
Toneway wasn't even up there yet.
Last night, I'm laying down or about to go to bed, and I'm looking at my phone like, dang, babe. I said, Shaq owns 155 Five Guys, and it's like a
Yep.
list of
Five
franchises
Guys.
that he owns, bro. Like a list,
Oh, and
like 40, 24-hour
you know his
fitnesses.
Papa John deal.
I was like, what?
You know,
Papa
he's
John,
not a
yeah.
spokesman for Papa John. He said, I'm on the board of directors. You got to give me some franchises. I'm going to save y'all. If I'm going to save y'all, I need some franchises and be on the board of directors.
Yes,
And it ain't going to be
yes.
just, I'm going to be a spokesman. Y'all going to have to follow through on some of my ideas.
Shaq
Yeah.
is probably the smartest
He's very smart.
businessman that
Yeah.
I've in all the sports ever, bro.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you see he's
And
on
he's just-
everything.
he owns
He don't
so
have to be
much.
on everything.
He does
He
own
made
so
over
much.
300
It's
million
crazy.
playing.
Right.
Just playing. Just his contract with
Wait,
Orlando
wait.
and the Lakers.
And he's
So
frugal with his kids.
Yes.
He hasn't
It's
hit
all
a-
about the
he hasn't
delivery.
hit a billion yet.
He's close. He got to be there close.
He's got to be with
gotta
all
be
that.
close.
Yeah, hit that.
He's
yeah.
got to
be.
be with,
He's,
bro.
he's,
He
he's all
owns so
diversified,
much.
though,
Yeah,
so
he's
you're
the-
not ever going to see it all in one place.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Not like,
and he did.
Bezos is all in one place.
Right.
so
And
you
mind
can
you,
track it.
he didn't have a shoe.
But you know what he diversified in.
He's just in a lot of stuff.
That's
He's
what I'm
just-
saying. Yeah.
I mean, he's got the
we
shoes.
don't- but he didn't have a big shoe like Jordan or like LeBron
True,
or
no.
like Kobe. So
No,
He
he
did
didn't
for a
have
little bit with
Shaq's.
Reebok, and then he
And then he
left
went
Reebok
to
and made
Payless
Shaq's.
and made Shaq's.
Affordable
Yeah.
shoes
Affordable
for-
shoes
Right,
for-
but it still ain't around. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm just trying to
Yeah.
say. It wasn't
I
like
see continued cash
right.
flow.
It's not like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom,
The
where Kobe's
big
are still out there and
streams,
Jordans are just. It's
Yeah,
that's
because
the
where
But the
Jordan and
numbers he
LeBron's
made from
biggest
the-
chunks
Right.
are from their shoe deals.
That's
But
right.
the numbers he he made from his shacks in Walmart is ridiculous as well.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
But he's just got so many different.
He sold 40 million.
But let me tell
$1
you,
million.
Yeah.
And valued at that 40 million.
let me tell you who done under the radar.
Uh-oh.
Even bigger than Shaq with their money.
Marbury.
No.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm
the
about to say, not
Starberries
them
in China and
Starberries.
stuff. KD. You gotta Google up KD's portfolio.
Really?
Because it just came out like about a month ago. He got all this tech stuff.
Yep, I was saying.
Oh, wow.
He got
yeah.
all
The
this
dopest
stuff.
investment was Coinbase.
Yes.
He
got
invested in
Coinbase?
Coinbase,
like
KD?
Bitcoin stuff. Yeah.
Oh, my
He did that.
gosh,
That's just
bro.
one.
That's one.
And this
But-
years ago.
Yep.
This
Yeah.
ain't like, oh, he's doing this now.
In the
No.
beginning.
This when he
So
first went to Golden
he's
State.
really eating the fruit.
When he first went to Golden State.
Oh.
Oh,
was
yeah, Silicon Valley. Yep.
And it's stuff you wouldn't even imagine that he's in on.
Yeah.
And he's in on it from way back then, from like 2016,
Yeah,
2017.
wow. See,
So,
so he's like Shaq, but the new age Shaq.
Yeah.
Yes, and all that
Digital
stuff kept
Shaq.
growing.
Yeah.
Digital Shaq.
Yeah. That's big time, bro.
Yeah, hey
Y'all,
Chris, I know you
I
gotta
can talk to y'all
go.
all
I
day.
know you gotta go. It's been a
Hey, this
pleasure,
has been
man.
We're
great.
going to talk some sports next time.
Yeah,
I
we
come
have
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
It
We're
is
gonna
gonna
talk
be a
sports.
next
It don't
time,
even matter,
man.
though.
Hey, we
It's
can talk a
amazing.
lot of sports,
Next
man.
time I come
love it.
through.
Hey,
I love it.
Hey, y'all. Chris got a jet, man. You know,
Yep.
he had some other time and engagements.
Yep.
But man, definitely appreciate you,
Man,
man.
that was awesome.
The one and only Chris Arnold,
Chris in
man.
the
Hall of
building.
Fame right there. HOF 2020, man.
Yeah.
Dude, stories out the wazoo. Didn't know we were gonna get
Man,
that much,
could've
man.
talked
But
for
hey,
10
I had
hours.
to ask. I had to ask about MJ. As soon as he said he went to all them finals, I was like,
There we go.
he had to see MJ.
He had to see him, yeah.
He had to see MJ. But yeah, man. So as y'all know, we are Noonish Sports and Tech. We've been talking about sports all day, and we're gonna keep talking about sports. Got some subjects to hit right now. So
You
starting with this Thanksgiving Day massacre.
call it a massacre?
I mean,
we
I-
lost by 3.
Hey.
Still going in overtime.
I don't-
What,
yeah.
what is massacre about? That's not
really-
massacre.
When you die, you die.
Not
You know what I'm
but
saying?
There's massacre deaths. and
Whether
there's
it's
not massacre
execution or old age, you dead. You know what I'm
deaths.
saying?
That was
there's
like
a
dying in your
difference
sleep.
between-
Yeah, yeah.
It was a slow.
It wasn't a massacre.
It wasn't a massacre.
I agree.
It wasn't
That
a
was
massacre.
like dying in your sleep because somebody looked like they were asleep.
But I'm saying, like, the whole game, bro, like, they were
In
at
control.
no point in time
Yeah, Raiders in control.
where the Cowboys, I thought they got lucky. They were lucky that Pollard ran that
To be
kickoff
in the
back
game. Yeah, that kept.
and
that-
brought them back in the game.
Yeah, that was big.
They were lucky,
That was
right?
big.
And Pollard, man, hats off to Pollard. Like, I'm a huge Pollard fan, bro. He's a playmaker like his
He
Instagram
brought
name.
it Sunday. That's facts.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
And
or
he's
Thursday. Yeah, he brought it.
Pollard is legitimate, and I love Zeke. Like, I think Zeke, people don't appreciate Zeke the way they need to because he's that dirty, grimy running back that's gonna
Yeah.
get you the yards
Respect.
that you need. Pollard's like, he might go 1 yard, might go
game
negative
changer.
1 yard, then bust 20.
He's a game changer.
Yeah.
He's what Zeke was.
Yes.
He's a
Yes.
legit game changer.
But I don't know if Pollard could have the longevity that Zeke has pounding that rock in the middle of the line.
Yeah,
Bow,
because he
bow,
doesn't
bow.
have necessarily the size
Yeah.
and all that shit. But no, Pollard he's explosive.
Yeah, great lightning and thunder.
Great lightning and thunder. That's
Great lightning and
that's what
thunder.
makes it a
Marion
beautiful
Barber
combination.
and Julius Jones,
Yep,
but better.
but better.
Like straight up, man. But man, the Cowboys, man, they just they broke our hearts. They tried to destroy our Thanksgiving.
Broke your heart.
My heart. I mean, it wasn't broken, but I mean, it
hurt.
Hey, it hurt.
Like you can't.
It was
you can't
like
break a heart
we
if
got
you don't
this, and then no, you don't.
Yeah, it's like
Y'all
ripping,
got the ball first.
when you
and
rip
overtime,
tape
I was
off
like,
your
oh,
arm and you feel it real quick, it burn, or
got the
Indian
ball.
rug burn or something.
Yeah,
Bro,
you thought
like,
y'all was gonna score when they got the ball? in
no,
overtime?
no, I didn't.
You didn't feel it?
No,
Okay.
I didn't. I just, you know,
was just one of
I
them.
already told y'all how I feel, man. And, you know, just straight up, if y'all want to get my whole game analysis, you can go to the Noonish page and check out the
It's
post
there.
game.
It's out there.
Yeah.
Cowboys week 12. But until we start running the ball, bro, like,
Still, huh?
we're not, because, like I said in that, right, what made Dak special was his ability to run. Like, straight up, he can make something before. No, he wasn't Lamar Jackson, but he was a threat that the defense had to
extending
worry
plays
about.
like that, yes.
He was a threat that the defenses had to worry about.
That's true.
It wasn't. It wasn't that was an
fair.
overwhelming factor, but it
No
was
doubt.
something you
It
had
was
to
enough.
take
Yeah,
into
it was
consideration.
truly 11 on 11, and right now it's 11 on 10 because they don't think he's gonna run.
That's
he
fine.
had some.
It didn't lead
he's
to
got
the
some fear to
offensive
run.
production that y'all have this year.
No, well, and the
Like,
problem
even
with
moving,
the
okay.
back to the production, we need to run the ball.
Okay. Y'all should.
You know, and it's just it's like Chinese torture, right?
It's
Running the
hard.
ball is like
It's hard.
Chinese torture. That first drip ain't gonna hurt, but that 40th drip, you're gonna get tired of hitting Zeke.
Right.
Facts.
You're gonna get tired of hitting Pollard.
But it's
And you're gonna get tired of them fat boys on the line,
Yo.
barely coming off the line, firing off on you by the third, fourth quarter.
Third quarter, fourth quarter, and you're losing. It's hard to call. I mean, it's hard to make that call. It's hard to call a game like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Where we're like, we're gonna run. No, like this is tough.
But you know who does it great?
Baltimore,
Exactly.
1,000. Because that's how we're built.
That's how y'all
we're built.
And the Cowboys could be built similarly, but we got a Boise State offensive coordinator
Exactly.
that loves to jump in that shotgun.
1,000%.
After we've had success under center, like it doesn't make sense to me, bro.
Yeah. Well, you know.
And I will.
So you're saying do what works.
Do what works, and get away
if it
from
works,
it.
keep doing it.
Dak will never be Peyton Manning. Dak was effective when he could get outside the pocket and run.
Yeah.
Right. That's what
Fair.
that was that X factor that Dak brought to the table.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But now that he will never be Peyton Manning. So don't expect him to be that. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Do it when you 2-minute drill. Zach or Deke is Dak is great in the shotgun.
So do you think we're going to see this year a couple design quarterback runs?
No. Because I think Dak is I don't think I think it's in his head. He doesn't want to run. I think they just want to protect him now, but that's what made him special. So that's
now. Do you think that's going to cost y'all this season?
absolutely.
Okay, I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Absolutely it's going to cost us. And I mean, hell, you are who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about the offensive coordinator at this
Certainly.
point. Right? You might show single back formation. You might show a big formation.
No doubt about it.
Once or twice, but you're not going to commit to it like you should because you are who you are.
Yep.
And I think
Sound
Kellen's
like,
always going to revert back to the shotgun formation.
And
And
slinging
that's
that
not
rock,
who we
baby.
are. That's not our quarterback.
It's not who y'all are in terms of winning a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
I feel that. But y'all can be that.
Yeah.
But winning a Super Bowl like that,
Yeah, and I hear people blaming,
don't see that.
Amari wasn't there.
That matters.
It matters, but we could still beat the Raiders if we would have. We still got Pollard and Zeke.
Absolutely. Yeah. No,
and we still got.
and you were in the game.
One.
Like,
we
clearly.
had Michael Irvin.
Was in the game.
Yeah.
Right, we
Right.
were in the
You were in the
game.
game.
It's not out of the game.
That's
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not. But you take that kickoff return out, and it's not that close.
But that's what a team does.
That's true.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, you're
That's
right.
the point.
That's the
3 parts
thing.
of the team.
There's
Luck,
three phases.
luck matters.
Yeah.
Like lucky shit matters.
It does.
Yeah.
Ball going
That's
that
gonna-
way
it's
and not
gonna-
that way.
It's
Like,
gonna happen.
that's
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
Exactly.
But you can't
You're right.
depend on that.
But the thing
You
is,
can't live
That
like
can't
that's
be
all I'm
the
saying.
only
Yeah.
thing that you have.
You can't live like that. That's-
especially when your
'cause
defense
You ain't gonna
is-
live like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna be good, but it ain't gonna live like
Exactly.
that. Like, don't
'Cause
live,
it-
You ain't
especially
gonna
when
go
the,
Super Bowl like that.
and the
You may
defense was
win a
already on the
Super Bowl
field a
like
whole
that.
lot.
We've seen that
Yes.
happen.
Yeah.
The defense was already on the field a whole lot when that kickoff return happened.
Yeah, because Oakland was running the ball well.
So ultimately, what happens when a kickoff return takes place? The
Yeah.
defense is right back on the field.
True.
So
True.
Well, so coming as somebody who's not played professional any kind of ball,
Right.
the perception to me is like the running game can be extremely powerful, but you have to be ready for it. Like your O-line has to be
Committed.
has to be like conditioned to the point that they can stand up to mentally
It's a
and
mentality.
physically stand up to that repeated punishment.
No, that
but
defensive
if you
line-
can do it,
yeah,
the other team's D-line just gets hammered over
Absolutely.
and
they
over
get tired
and over
of
again.
they get tired
They
of
get
it.
Especially if it's somebody who's prepped for a passing offense.
And we're talking
Sorry.
about, and this is my thing.
I.e. Rams.
Right, this is my thing. Like our strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got great skills, but with Tyron Smith there, we have, as long as Tyron's on the field, we have a deep O line. You know what that means? We can put some big ass offensive sets
You
out
can
there.
put 6 of them.
We can put 6 of them out there.
I'll
We can put one at fullback.
It don't matter. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Right? That's our strength, bro. And
Yeah.
so get behind that, design offenses to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Right? And let's make them stop us.
No doubt.
But
That's
like I
not
said,
sexy though.
Well,
it's
That's
not
not Dallas.
That's the thing.
It's
Like,
not-
like
it's
how
not
many
Dallas ball.
how many
But it
yards
could
do you
be,
have
'cause
to
we got
make?
two
That's
great
Raven
running
ball.
backs.
That's
Yeah,
not
you're
Raven
right.
ball.
You're
That's-
right. They got a
yeah, I
300-pound
think-
fullback.
That
I
matters.
think that's it though. Like that does, yeah, it matters.
Jeez.
That
Like
matters.
there's a
Top
personality
down.
to the team.
It is.
Yeah,
Every team
that
has
matters.
one.
And
That's
I
right.
just every time I think
That's
about the
right.
Ravens and the Cowboys, there was a playoff game when Willis McGahee he broke for like a 70-yard touchdown and just broke our back.
Yep, and then when no,
then
it
did
was
it
the
again.
second one, there was Ron McClain for like 82. Oh.
Well,
Just
so the
running it
first
right
time
at it.
is
It's like
the first
defense
time is
just
one of
gave
those.
up at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
The first time is one of those unlucky, like that was just luck.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
The second time,
they were both gaping holes.
They were
When you do it
gaping
twice.
holes.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah,
But
exactly.
both
To that
happened-
point, yes.
They both happened in
When the
second
closing
half of the
moments
third quarter
of-
and,
yeah,
and on.
and in the fourth.
Both of those
Mhm.
runs happened.
that's like fool me once, shame on you.
bro, like-
Fool me twice.
At
shame
that
on
point,
you.
I thought the
Like,
Cowboys would probably think about doing some of that, but no, they
Yeah,
still
nah.
want to be pretty back there.
Yeah,
but anyway,
absolutely.
we know the ball in the air sells tickets, whatever you want to call it. Fans of the game.
But is that really like? Is that true or is that what?
Very.
In Dallas,
You
yeah,
think so?
Dallas is a
Running?
Dallas is pretentious.
Yeah.
Like they like the pretty things.
No doubt.
You know, they want to see the
No
ball
doubt.
going through the air 400 yards. Who
Yes.
cares if we took a loss? We
They-
still gonna pay them 140 million because we was playing behind all you need.
They don't want to see somebody with some bloody lips and like.
Unless it's Troy Aikman with a bloody
No,
chin.
because you
And
end
a
up with
90.
games like the game we're about to talk about next.
Yes,
And that's not
that
awesome.
game.
Like, it's not sexy.
16 to 10.
Like,
16 to 10.
ugly.
Yeah.
It's hard to get fans excited about 16 to 10.
Unless your fans are
That's
brutal
true
and
fans,
greedy like that.
right?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
football
Lamar,
They
fans.
get what
Lamar
we
threw
like.
4
They
picks.
know.
Oh,
So-
who cares?
Doesn't even matter.
We
Like,
So
got
that's
that
like
dub.
like my dad
Bro.
was
grimy.
grimy.
my dad was a big
Like,
football
defense
fan.
was insane, bro.
See,
Years
and that-
ago, yeah.
Your dad was
That's
what?
my dad was a big football fan years ago,
Yeah.
and that's what he always says. Like, I like to see hits.
Yeah.
I like to people. See
Yeah.
But you can't hit no more in the
smacking
NFL.
and
You
just-
can't do it no
Yeah.
more in the NFL.
But if you're gonna,
Smashing.
if
Yeah.
somebody does it, the Ravens do it.
yeah, bro.
Like,
Yeah, and I
Bro.
mentioned Humphrey
But you don't.
last
But it's
season.
not high score games. Like you
it
don't.
ain't
You're
high
not, you're not
score.
seeing
Ever.
It's
36,
not sexy.
Oh,
56.
No, you're not gonna
But
see that.
it can be though, because they
It
have put
could
the points
be.
on the
It
board.
could be.
Because
but-
you can manhandle somebody.
But when you're talking about
Right.
Cleveland and
but you don't
Baltimore,
see
both
like
with stout
close
defenses.
games. Like
Yeah,
You're gonna see, often
those are
if
gonna be
you're
more-
if you are a gritty kind of defensive minded and we run the ball,
yeah.
your games they're gonna be close. They're just gonna be close.
Right.
Baltimore
Because
is
It'll
a
come down
by
to the
nature,
end.
yeah.
Yeah,
that's the difference
yeah.
between playing in a dome, even when it's 75 degrees outside,
Mhm.
and playing in some muddy, cold weather at practice.
It works. It
Like
works. in
Baltimore
either
is
scenario.
a grimy squad through and through,
Yep.
yeah.
And
They are
relentless,
rough, they are
and
tough.
Nothing matters except this next play.
and it shows.
Like,
And it shows.
it shows.
All I care about is we're gonna beat you, dog. Like,
I
we're
don't know
gonna
how.
beat you.
I don't know. I have no idea how we're gonna
You
win.
have to play.
What was it?
If there's 96 plays in this game, we're gonna play all 96.
What was the
Hard.
Roddy Piper, the wrestler, used to say, "I'm not coming to beat you. I'm coming to beat you."
Exactly.
That's Ravens.
And, that,
That's
and
Ravens.
even if you do beat the Ravens, that next
Yeah.
week you got a good chance of taking an L
L.
because everybody's on
'Cause
the injury
everybody's
list.
Yeah.
Everybody's always missing
Everybody
plays.
took everything
They on
you
the
got.
table getting taped up, getting steel
doubt.
treatment, ice,
No doubt.
Got
ice
teeth
bags.
missing.
No doubt.
Like straight up,
Yeah.
like the Baltimore Ravens. That is a grimy team.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
ones, but
You know.
No doubt.
yeah.
But they're
But that's why
kinda-
purple. Purple is
Since
you're
black
like a
and blue.
bruise,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Purple
I
is black and blue. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
You know what happened?
All right.
They had to make
Hey,
it-
we're gonna beat you black and blue. Right?
Not to jump. The
That's what
gun
we do.
Not to jump the gun into the tech talks,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
several years ago there was a study done
Mm-hmm.
that said that teams that have even like the same, because the same team will have different color uniforms. For
Yeah.
different
Oh,
reasons.
for games. Yeah. different
Right.
home and away.
So the story was that teams that wear dark uniforms, purple, black, dark blue, navy blue, the ones that are wearing the dark blue uniform, the darker colored uniforms, pull more penalties than the teams that wear the light colored uniform.
That's crazy.
Even the
interesting.
same team with a different color uniform.
So home and versus away.
like home versus away
Yeah,
or whatever.
It's
that's
almost
crazy.
like the cops.
So they were talking about the
Tinted
Ravens,
windows.
Criminal justice.
Get them.
the Ravens, the Raiders.
Dark 10.
The Raiders, of course, is like quintessentially the penalty team.
Yeah.
Raiders
From back then.
1000%.
Black
yeah.
and silver.
Yeah.
But
The
that was
Steelers?
But that was that
Even the
was
Saints, though.
the culture though that they, you know,
Saints
that's
just
how it
suck
worked.
though. They just they
Saints.
couldn't figure it out.
Well,
The
yeah,
Saints- yeah,
they got it. They got it now.
Saints,
They
Saints,
They got
and
it now.
that's what Saints stand for.
We're gonna see.
Right.
Y'all gonna see.
Hey man, hey, we gonna
See y'all tomorrow.
Hey, cause we got that
Hey, tomorrow
untimely
night,
COVID.
Thursday night.
Untimely COVID's back for the head coach, the O-line
Head
coach.
coach,
You know-
head cool. Head coach
Hey,
good.
we'll see what
He
happens,
set the
man.
agenda. It's the OC.
What version of COVID are we on now? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
like
know,
I don't know.
the
Part
fifth-
5. It's like more than Rocky. We got more COVIDs than Rocky movies almost.
Zulu, yeah.
So, bro,
fuck that
so how you feel about the Ravens at this point? Even after a sloppy win, it's still a win.
It's still a win, and you know I love where we're at this point in the season, going into the last quarter.
Yeah.
Dude, I love where we're at. I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to playoff games,
Yeah.
none of them are going to look the same.
Yeah.
And you just find ways to win. If there's a team that just finds ways to win, it's the Ravens.
I'm looking
And
forward
So-
to this Bengals game.
That's
All
gonna
right.
be because Bengals whooped the shit out of us.
Yeah.
Last game,
Yeah.
Jamar Chase had a day. Burrow had a day. Their defensive line was on. Lamar, we really can do shit. We, got some points on the board, but they really pulled away late. So
The Bengals
it's
are
gonna be a really good game.
It's
Yeah.
been,
gonna
it's
be
been a
really
while
good
since
game.
there's been a Bengals team that could pull that
Oh yeah, it
kind of
has.
stuff.
It has. And this
So-
one is that.
That brings up a point though. Like we talk about rankings, especially NCAA. We talk about rankings and who's number 1 and who's number 20 and all
No
that
doubt.
kind of crap. And a lot of stuff goes into those rankings.
Yeah.
And a lot of people build a career off of picking those
Projecting,
rankings, right?
whatever. Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, there's only one thing that matters: who had the high score at the end of the game.
I have more points than
Even if
period.
it's by one.
Even if it's by one,
Yep.
even if it was a last-minute lucky-ass field goal.
Doesn't
Yeah.
even matter.
The bottom line
66
is,
yards against Detroit.
yeah,
Fuck.
Nobody
Crazy.
even remember that because they got that
Insane, bro.
that number in the win column.
Yeah.
yeah. So like, how often does that happen though? That the team that has executed properly, like done everything right on paper, according to like what constitutes the rankings and so on. But when it comes down to that last 3 seconds,
Yeah.
somebody pulls off a
Yeah.
score, like
Yeah.
a field goal,
Something.
or
it
just
happens.
gets it 2 inches across the line.
When you're playing against Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
it happens all the time. You can do everything perfectly, but you left them a minute and 12 seconds on the clock,
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Well, and that's
and they
that's,
come
that's
down
where-
and beat you, bro.
That's where that team comes in.
Yeah.
Like it's that culture of
Yeah,
we're gonna fucking win.
regardless.
It does not
Regardless.
matter what we have to do.
Yeah.
We're gonna win.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers,
them boys
Packers
are still
and
rolling.
Rams.
Still rolling, man.
still rolling, man. They that was a big game.
Yeah.
Thought it was gonna be much closer than that.
I did too.
And the Rams have just kind of it's kind of
fizzling.
weird what's going on with them right now.
Yeah.
Is it
It
too
was
much
like,
too
you
much
know,
glitter? They got the Cowboys
They got
effect.
the glitz and
sta-
glam?
Yeah, the
feel
stadium's
like
too nice.
The way you talk about your boy Kellen,
Yeah,
I think your boy got a little ish because he says we need to run the ball,
but he does what?
throw the ball
How many times? Like the whole damn game, right?
a lot.
Yeah,
Because he got a new shiny toy, Matthew Stafford. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
And another one, Odell
I get it.
Beckham.
And OBJ now.
Yeah.
I mean, and then their defensive line is set up to rush the passer.
Yeah,
But he did say something going into the game. He said we got to earn the right to rush the passer,
yeah.
which is true because you got to get teams into passing situations.
Yeah, and if you're playing from behind, they're
It's
gonna run the
They're
ball.
going to run the ball. And Green Bay has a really good running game, and they got a 1-2 punch.
Oh
that,
my gosh,
is
Dylan and but
Jones,
Buddy's hurt now.
He's
Jones
back.
is hurt.
Jones
is he back?
playing.
Oh
He was
wow,
playing.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
a 1-2 punch. That's
do not
something
really good.
serious.
do not
Really
discount
good.
the Packers.
Really good. No,
No,
they're,
you can't.
They're my
You
number
can't,
one in the
man.
AFC right now because I mean they're just week after week.
Yeah.
And they got Aaron Rodgers. Man.
And their
That dude there
defense,
is just,
their defense is playing well.
yeah,
They're missing. I mean, their two best players on defense
Yeah.
still.
yeah,
Jair,
Yeah.
Zadarius.
yep.
They come back. Who knows?
How
Sky's the
good they'll
limit.
be. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. Green Bay is looking really, really fucking good.
Yeah. There they are.
Late in the season, and so that's
but
good
what we
for
do
them.
know, and this next team we're going to talk about, the Bucks beat the Colts.
Big game.
Like,
I was like, man, this is a sneaky big game right here.
the Bucks have
It's one of those pivotal moments.
It really was because
They-
Colts they were starting to ascend.
that was that perfect game.
It was,
They're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yes.
literally
Yes.
They're doing what they're supposed to
because
do.
Colts was on
Did
all
everything
game.
they're
Yeah.
supposed to do right.
Yeah, Carson Wentz, he's balling.
On. Yep.
And you
Taylor.
know, Taylor. Yeah, he's been balling all season.
Best
He had
running
it-
back in the league right now.
Yeah, and then he took a step back last game. That Tampa Bay defense had something to do with it.
Yeah,
But
either
who
way.
knew that Carson Wentz would still have him in the game?
Yeah.
Right.
And still, the Bucks find a way to win.
Yeah.
And that's that one guy, right? You take Tom Brady off that team, the Colts winning that game,
Yeah.
time and time
Yeah.
again,
For sure.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if he's injured, if Tom Brady's on the bench, the Colts winning that game. Tom
Right.
Brady in the game gives the Bucks a belief,
Yep.
Yeah.
and that belief, that confidence that hey, I'm gonna win regardless of
Yep.
what happens. Well, I don't care what the score is in a second.
That
It's
shit
an
matters.
intangible that-
Like
You go to
Yeah.
halftime
Yeah.
thinking, oh,
It's
we're
an
gonna win this
intangible.
More
game.
valuable than people
Yeah.
know. Yeah. It's far more
well, like
valuable.
Yeah.
like I say, I've never played in a bowl game or any kind of game.
Yeah.
But I do know that there's times when like having that guy
Yeah.
on the team
Yep.
makes all the
It
difference.
just matters.
All the difference in the world.
you,
That's
whether
MJ.
whether it's
That's
because
the Brady
whether it's because
effect.
you're going to go out of your way to protect him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or whether you're going to go out of your way to follow him,
Yeah.
that guy can make a difference.
But the thing is, it's not
Just
only
the idea of
it's
that
not
guy
only your
being
team
there.
that knows that you have that guy.
Yeah,
And that's
the
it.
other
true.
team.
That's the
That-
thing with
that
this,
too.
yeah.
And them booty holes get real tight.
Yeah, dude.
Because you know,
And instead of
'Cause you don't
playing to
know.
win, you
Shit.
start playing
you
not
start
to
playing
lose.
to defend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead
It's
of
a
playing to
difference
win, you
between
start playing to defend.
to
Yeah.
win and playing not to lose. Like that's a big difference
Yeah.
that people don't understand. So
Yeah.
having a Aaron Rodgers and a Tom Brady, that you're gonna play to win all day. Like that's balls
Yeah.
to the wall, everything just out.
Whereas everybody
It's
else,
coming out.
everybody else is looking at it
lose.
like, yeah.
Firing.
If we gonna lose, they gonna beat us.
Yeah.
Like
Straight up.
period. They beat
Yeah.
us. If we lost, they beat us. Otherwise, there is no otherwise.
Ain't no other one. That's right.
That's all there is. That's it.
Bills, man. Bills and Saints, man. Bills came back, man. They
Yeah.
doing what they're
Boy.
doing, man. Balling out.
I think the Saints are
Bills
eating some boudin. And,
We'll
see if they get up. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I hope they have another one of them games this week.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah, I hope.
For the
man.
sake of your record.
them boys, man. Because hey, somehow, some way, the NFC East is 2 games away. You know, it's like, come on, man. Like, how did that happen,
Washington
bro?
is
Yes, they're
the Washington football team.
You always want to be trending up.
That's it.
Towards the
Towards
end.
the end.
football team
It
formerly
don't matter
known
what you
as.
did at the start,
Right.
man. It don't matter what you did at the beginning, man.
Those are gonna be
It's-
those are gonna be some
Something
tough
about the end.
games.
And the Bengals and the Steelers, bro. Like we talked about it a little bit earlier. They destroyed the Steelers this weekend. Big
Yeah, it wasn't
Ben,
close.
Big Ben.
It's time to retire.
It's time to go, bro.
It is.
'Cause
They gotta
Ben,
get somebody in there.
A lot like Dak.
Yeah.
What made Ben effective when he was in his younger
Extending
age?
plays.
He could extend a play.
Like
And he
amongst the
could
best.
run.
And yeah.
Right
It
now,
wasn't run, it was extending plays, man.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't, yeah.
But if he needed
So what-
to, he
what's-
could get 5-6 yards for
All right,
you if
all
he
right, all
needed
right,
to.
all right. Hang on.
It was
And I
more-
remember him. I remember dudes hitting Ben and him just be like,
Yeah, shrug it off.
shake a dude off.
Boom. Yeah.
Toss
Well,
that
okay, so
rock.
what's the difference? What's the difference between taking a run and extending the play?
Extended play is more dangerous.
Because like this is a fan.
Yep.
You are a player.
Yep.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Gotcha. So at the end of the day, the chances of a quarterback dropping back, seeing nobody open, and running for a touchdown,
Right.
not likely.
Right.
Unless you're Lamar.
Not likely.
Gotcha.
Unless you're Lamar. And even at that
So-
point,
so it's a rare
it's not
thing.
likely.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah.
The chances of a quarterback taking a drop, eluding a pass rusher, and extending the play, making that secondary cover longer than 3 seconds, really,
Okay.
longer than 3 seconds, and that being a 40, 50, or even a touchdown play is more likely.
Yeah.
It's more dangerous to have a quarterback who can extend a play and still know how to hit somebody down the field than it is to have a quarterback that can he's going to take off running.
Yeah.
Although those runs They can be heartbreakers.
They could be big. Yeah, that can be that
Third
lucky
down,
thing. Yeah.
8. You giving everything you got up front. D-line, everything. This quarterback runs, first down, boom. The drive continues.
Yeah.
They're
Or
exhausted.
touchdown.
We got to get our second rotation in,
Right.
give them a breather, and this offense continues on 4 more plays to get another first down.
Right.
You know what? In that series, you give him the third down again. Guess what? Whoop, whoop, he runs 5 yards, first down. It is exhausting to have that happen over and over and over again. But a quarterback that can extend a play gives you bigger play potential. Not that there's going to be big plays, but bigger play potential because they can get the ball further down the field
extending
or
the
just
play,
hit 5 yards.
Yeah.
It's about opening up more opportunities.
It's about time. It's about time. It's about
hard to cover on the back end.
It's different guys
for a long period of time.
Right.
And guys can extend
Which
plays
is also
differently.
exhausting.
So
Exactly.
Right.
Kyler Murray,
Yep.
he can extend the play, getting outside the pocket.
Yep.
Right?
Not
Getting up
necessarily
the field.
running down the field.
He can
but
he can
he
get up
can
the
go
field.
down the field.
Oh, but he can also hit you with a bomb, 50 yards
Boom, boom,
downfield.
boom. Make
extend
this
the
guy
play
miss,
outside
stay
the pocket.
behind the line, and throw 40 yards. Boom, touchdown.
Tom Brady can extend the play, manipulating the pocket.
Yep.
He can just
Whoops.
he
Slide
feels
up
it and slides
and
up
slide
into the
over.
pocket. He has a feeling for
He helps his
blocking.
blockers.
But he's also 6'5".
Well, that is
Six.
Yeah.
So he
he's
can
a
see
big
all
guy.
those linemen a little bit better, and he manipulates the pocket. He understands. He has a feel for where those guys are rushing.
So he's not playing by himself. He's playing with.
He feels
the
that.
O-line.
He feels
Their
the
eyes are
O-line.
both guys are
There's
both
a-
eyes downfield, but
There's
Tom
a
doesn't have the
drop
physical
spot
attributes there.
that teams have on certain plays. There's a drop spot.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, O linemen are taught basically to protect the spot.
Yeah. Right.
D line is taught to get the quarterback off of the spot.
Yeah.
Nowadays, quarterbacks get off the spot, no big deal, because these motherfuckers can run
Yeah.
and they can throw. Tom is another ball game.
Yeah.
But when you understand depth and you understand your protection, you know how to kind of work the spot.
Yeah.
The spot changes.
Yeah.
Some
It's
based
moving
on
based
a
on what's
rush.
going on.
So like Lamar, you want to
Exactly.
get 2 yards deep and contain.
Right.
Tom, you want to squeeze that thing.
You
want
don't
you want your pressure coming
Lamar,
from
you
the
want to
middle.
squeeze that thing. Yeah.
Right. On Tom, you want pressure coming from his
Up,
face.
Yep, in
up
his
the middle.
face. Because he's
Squeeze it.
trying to
And
stay
Lamar,
in that
you
spot.
want that thing like this, like a web. Like
to engulf him.
Right.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want middle and outside.
Yeah.
And the outside guys often have to be ready to spin back.
But if one guy
If one guy
gets out of place,
just happy,
Lamar
I'm just
might
gonna
take
go all
it.
of it. Like, nah, he's like, disobedient rush lanes.
Yes.
He'll make you pay.
Yeah.
And that's so to the game next week. Cincinnati was amazing in their rush lanes in that first game. They were amazing
They'll
in their
get you where
rush.
they got to go, and they'll just sit there.
And they
have no
compress,
intent to go
and
take
then
a
it becomes
sack.
a bull rush. No, exactly.
Yeah.
We're just gonna squeeze and make you feel. What's the word?
Claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Cheers
is
to
a
claustrophobic.
great
Nice.
cheers. To
Yeah.
$4,
So
That
all
is a
you
great pass rush
armchair
for Lamar.
quarterbacks who wanted to ask that question but were afraid to ask.
Yeah. There
Now
you
you
go.
know.
Got you
There you
covered.
go.
Extending a play, and just running.
On to the NCAA.
On to the NCAA.
Biggest news, I believe, this week.
What
It was the
the
biggest
hell?
news. It was the biggest news at the time. Michigan beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
It was, at that
That's-
time.
That was
Yeah.
big. That was big news.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was.
The
doubt.
brother
conditions
of the
was
coach
perfect.
of the Ravens.
Yeah,
Jim
got his
Harbaugh.
first win.
Got his first win against the
They stormed the field.
The
It
big
was good.
M. Oh my gosh, that
was
field,
good.
bro! It was so many people out there.
It was.
It's hard to
Bro,
cover 100
They got
yards.
like
of,
108.
yeah,
1,000?
108,000. It's hard to cover 100 yards of field with people.
And they did it.
And they did that. And still had people covering the stands.
Right. That was incredible. They got so many people at that
Yeah,
game.
but that was a great game. I watched that, man. It was a good game to
It
watch.
really was. It really
They
was.
played a good game. They got some athletes out there.
They play again in a different climate. Who you taking?
Ohio State.
Indoor.
Those receivers, bro, for Ohio State are
Crazy.
unstoppable.
Oh,
The
like-
touchdown that young buck caught
Oh God!
on the left
I
side
was
of
like,
the
bro,
field,
they got lucky.
Yeah.
I like y'all let out with
Yeah.
all y'all. The circumstances was right.
Everything helped.
It had to happen.
Yeah.
Because without it, they were up and down on their ass.
That was home field advantage for that ass.
for that ass, straight up.
Like straight up.
Straight
Shout
up.
out to Jim Harbaugh for
Yeah,
that
for to
win,
get
man.
that
That's a
dub.
huge,
Real
huge
talk.
deal. Man, so we're gonna Oklahoma lost OSU, no big
No
deal.
big deal.
Whatever.
I kind of felt that.
Kind of figured that was coming. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
I thought, I mean, yeah.
That's number 7 versus at number 10.
No
Yeah,
big deal.
But
And
the,
Alright,
the
alright.
big news coming out of that,
Not what we wanted.
there was big news out of that.
Man, some dude named Lincoln Riley just Kevin Durant at Oklahoma University.
He KD'd him?
He KD'd him,
They
bro.
didn't see that coming. Nobody saw that coming.
Boy went to Cali.
Nobody saw that coming.
I didn't. You saw it coming?
I saw something coming. I didn't know it was USC, but I saw absolutely something coming.
So you didn't.
There
you
was
didn't know
already
if it was-
grumblings with LSU.
You didn't
Really?
know
There was
if
already
it
a number.
was- You didn't know if it was an
Yeah.
Amtrak.
That big number was already coming out of LSU for
Absolutely.
Lincoln Riley?
Yes.
You didn't know if it was
Wow.
an Amtrak or if it was an Illinois Central, but you saw there was a
I
train
knew it
coming.
was a train coming.
Did he give Oklahoma the chance to answer back?
Yes, to
He did.
match.
Yeah.
LSU's offer, I believe, was
I'd
matched.
be surprised.
Yeah.
I believe that
And
was
then
matched.
USC
And then outside of that, they knew that USC offer was just.
And also, Lincoln Riley was a quarterback for USC, wasn't he? Back in the day?
Was he really? I don't know. But I
he
know
wasn't?
he's a Pac-12 guy.
Oh, okay.
He is
He's
a Pac-12 guy. I mean, and the more I thought, I was like, bro, our team is a Pac-12 team. Oklahoma's a Pac-12 team.
Yeah.
Like, we really
All
are.
offense.
All
Right now.
offense. Defense is like,
Last year, a little
we should
different.
have some defense. Yeah, but look at our offense. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they got a lot of guys coming from Cali,
They do.
right? And they had the
We
number
have
one guy coming out of Cali coming to
That was
OU
going to
who was
Oklahoma.
decommitted.
Who and now is going to
And
SC.
Spencer has also joined the transfer portal to
Yeah.
go to USC, from what I understand.
No way.
That's what
No
I.
way.
That's what
the
I.
coach
that's
is
what I
playing
understand.
that 5-star kid that just decommitted from Oklahoma and committed to USC. He's playing him.
Everything I've read just says Spencer's going to USC now.
We'll see.
But it's
I doubt it.
my
I
thought
highly
was, why
doubt it.
would he
I
go
highly
to
doubt
USC when he wasn't even playing at OU?
Yeah, I highly doubt it.
You know.
Riley's apparently pulling Malachi Nelson with him to USC.
Who? No,
Malachi?
Lincoln is pulling Malachi.
Yeah.
To yes,
To USC.
Malachi's going to play.
So that's
Spencer
the
going
five-star.
makes that's the 5-star.
Yeah.
Malachi's going to play at USC. Like,
Right.
starting this fall, Malachi's in.
So how do you feel about it? Are you okay with it since y'all got Bob Stoops? Like, I love Bob Stoops.
Yeah,
man. And I ain't
you
even
know,
I ain't even know OU guy, but I love
bro.
Bob Stoops.
I love
bro.
Bob, bro. Bob's cool. He's gotten so much cooler over the year, and even in his retirement year, like
That's
little
how it
break.
goes, though.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
real,
awesome.
like the first guys that
gotta-
got experience Bob Stoops, he's like, right,
Exactly.
right up on
I
him.
gotta get him. Yeah.
But then, over
Now?
time, he's like,
Oh man, yeah, you know.
So,
Let's take a shot.
little
Let's take a
story,
shot. Yeah, let's take a
little
shot.
story. High school, like my high school coach, Mike Barber, bro. Like
Right.
I played with his son, so I'm talking, bro. Like this dude was no nonsense.
Right.
Like couldn't even listen to 104.5 in his son's truck. Right. You
Oh,
know what I'm
okay.
saying,
That's-
bro? We come out the next
that's
year
tough.
after he graduates, and he's coming out the tunnel, and the whole team shove it up clean with no Vaseline.
Oh, okay.
We're like,
Wait.
a barber?
Look at that shoe. Like that's like.
Like, hold on, what?
That's awesome.
What y'all talking about? But back,
That's
you know,
awesome.
Bob Stoops,
That's
like
awesome.
he's
Yeah,
much
that's
cooler
it.
now.
He is.
You know what I'm saying?
He is.
Like whatever it is,
But over
it's
time,
like they've already proven themselves. They've
exactly.
won.
You've won.
I got no reason to be
Exactly.
this guy anymore.
No doubt.
And he's like,
No doubt.
it's weird. It's like, why won't Bob Stoops just take the job?
I know. I don't know, but I mean, I still got hope that either it's him. Brent Venables has been brought up.
Yeah.
The D coordinator from Georgia has been brought up. And,
But the way
Matt
he
Rule.
talks is like he doesn't want to take the job.
I know. Like I'm just helping. I'm here for now.
Yeah.
I'm filling in the gap.
The next guy,
Yeah.
we got some great candidates.
Yep. That's fine. That's
But
fine.
I feel like Bob Stoops would be amazing for the pro. He's still fairly young.
That's fine. I mean, he is, but he also is enjoying life as it is.
Is that number going up
He-
every time he says nah?
Not the next guy.
Hey,
Nah,
like kind
'cause
of like you, he kind of see what life is like when
outside
that football
of
season.
I did that. Like, yeah, I'm like, man, I
I can do this.
I can do that. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm with
4
this. I
hours.
like
It was only
that.
4 hours. But that's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time. No,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I think he's enjoying that.
Yeah.
But I think there's some great candidates. And big hindsight, looking at, I'm like, damn. Well, we are going to the SEC. Mm-hmm. This team is not built for the SEC, and the culture that Lincoln was building is not a SEC culture.
No.
That's a good point.
This is actually really good. It's
SEC 's
really
like-
good timing.
SEC is like Baltimore Raven football.
It's week in and week out.
Yeah.
It
you
is
don't come
gritty.
play,
It's
you gonna be
tough. If you don't come play, you're gonna get manhandled.
Yeah.
It's grown men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, at the same time, I was like, this was good. This
Yeah.
was good because we need somebody that is greedy, that's tough, that builds that culture, that mentality, has to come back to Norman, Oklahoma, especially going into the SEC.
So who would be the number one option?
Brent Venables.
He'll
be number one.
And where's he at currently?
He's the DC at Clemson.
Oh gosh.
Highest paid defense coordinator in the country.
Yeah, for a reason.
Come from Oklahoma, recruited me out of high school, was the most intense guy that I've been around.
Oh, so he's already been in the program.
Yeah, he's family already.
Okay, gotcha.
And so that's why a big part of it is, let's see Brent back in the Crimson, and we know, the mentality. We know where he come from.
Yeah, defense first.
Defense, period.
Yeah, and SEC, if you have a defense, you got a chance to win any game.
That's it.
Yeah,
you got to have it.
Yeah,
and I was like, he can recruit big man.
Yeah,
he put, I don't know how many first round D linemen in the league. So like.
Yeah,
at Clemson. Yeah,
bro.
I think he had 3 on D line at once.
People give Dabo the props out there, but it's really that defense has been getting all the shine in the NFL. Like, that has longevity.
That's been having longevity, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
And so, that's my number one. I would love to see BV back. Hearing Matt Rule, I like what Matt Rule did, down in Baylor.
Yeah.
I
feel like he's an NFL guy, though.
He is an NFL guy, but he's a program builder, and he builds tough. That teams that he had down south was tough. They were tough, Yeah. And so at the end of the day, it's like who's going to bring some toughness back to Norman?
Yeah. What about Deion?
I don't think it's going to be. I don't know. I think Deion's his cameras, his glitz. He's a
bringing
the
guy,
Cowboys. Yeah, but still Deion. I think it's like bringing Cowboys to Norman.
That ain't gonna work.
It ain't. No.
That ain't gonna work.
I need somebody that not necessarily glitz and glam, just shine. I was the other day. I was like, look, part of it is recruiting a mentality, not necessarily stars.
Yeah.
For us, I think we need to consider that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stars are great, but we need some dogs.
And you don't want to waste your time.
Kids.
You don't want to waste your time.
That will do anything you say.
Going to visit a guy that is not no way in how going to come to Norman, Oklahoma.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And for me, defense is priority number one. Defensive line is priority number one of priority number one.
Yeah.
And then building back.
Yeah.
And so whoever that guy is needs to have the type of respect when he steps into a living room that says, you know what, I feel confident that I'm going to be able to go to the league with this guy.
Your mic is off?
Yeah.
So.
We'll have to edit this out.
Oh,
got a dead mic.
Uh-oh.
The light's still on.
It's still on. Light's still on.
That's pink or something.
What's pink?
No, it's on.
Yeah, is it that thing back there?
Edit this out.
Okay.
So this is what happens. This is what happens on
Yeah.
live.
I'm still. We're good.
Okay.
Okay. It's just a little, little short.
That's
Just a little drop out.
Little shit. But yeah.
Zip, zip.
And my whole intent was to come in here today
Yeah.
and be like,
Oh, yeah. Y'all gotta deal with some shit.
He had
And here we are.
He had the script already.
Here we are. Literally, 2 days later?
I think I messaged you. I was like, oh, Lincoln Riley.
10 minutes later. Yeah.
On the USC?
Yeah. I
Bro,
got
10
the
minutes
text
later.
messages.
And I think
10 minutes later.
I'm dumbfounded right now, bro, because we're actually, we can actually go to a championship game.
Yeah, you can.
Right?
You can.
We still got a chance.
Yeah, a real chance.
Brian Kelly, LSU.
Man, get that money.
And Notre Dame's never going to offer anybody $100 million. He went to LSU to get $100 million. I feel he went to LSU to see if he could beat Alabama. Because you started getting big boy by Alabama.
True,
and Nick Saban.
true.
Like, straight up. And Notre Dame has certain scholastic requirements
that limit.
Yeah, that limit the recruiting classes.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
And, shout out to that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'd rather have championships. I think you should have some exceptions. With the content mastery.
Basket weaving?
They got content mastery. Like, you got some extra
bowling
tutoring to help these cats.
They got bowling as a major. Yo, I thought football was a major.
Bro, like, man, I'm kind of salty.
She's like, we'll give you a Mustang.
Like, he didn't even give Notre Dame a chance to answer back.
Hey, that check was on the table.
Yeah.
They got to recruit to go win another championship.
And he knew that clock was kicked.
It's not a small check.
Right? No, it's not a small check.
Mm-mm.
But I mean,
You
he was
taking
making,
it?
what, 7.5, 8
You taking
million a
it?
year already?
You taking it?
To go to LSU from Notre Dame? Nah, bro. Nah.
Really?
No.
In a heartbeat.
Because I'm
out of there.
I
love y'all.
I'm a program guy. I'm like Bob
I love
Stoops.
y'all.
I'm a program guy.
Bob
You
Stoops
know?
was never offered $100 million.
I'm a program guy. Like Bob Stoops said.
Bob Stoops was never offered $100 million.
I wonder what he
We don't know.
Yeah, you know. But, hey, like you said, I'm a program guy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Right? Like, hey, I'm about that Notre Dame life, man. You know?
Sounds
like,
good.
You know, just straight up, bro. Like, I wouldn't take it because I think the prestige, bro, there's value there. Like, period, bro.
Ain't value there.
And plus, you know, we talking about South Bend, Indiana versus Baton Rouge, Louisiana, dog.
Yeah, I'm going to have a better time in Baton Rouge, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably sure a
Guaranteed.
better time.
Like 1,000%. Like 1,000%.
You're right. You get tired of looking at
We're
that
talking
gold
about-
dome.
We're talking about warm weather.
We talking about 50-cent
like,
drinks.
Grenades.
Grenades, dog.
Saying.
45 from New Orleans. Yeah, bro. No, man. No, but, you know, Brian Kelly, man, I appreciate He's the most winningest coach to ever come through Notre Dame, which
Yeah,
is
it's big
crazy to
time.
me.
12 years, was it?
Yeah, 12 years.
I mean, he did y'all great. You know what I'm saying? Like, came in,
He did,
the
man.
program right, was,
just-
above board,
He's also got a
built
chance.
something awesome.
Yeah. He's also got
Yeah.
a chance.
I just learned a life lesson to never
Play
make fun of my
primetime
fans.
games.
I feel like if
Right.
I didn't make fun of you in my head,
Nah,
then
you ain't
you'd
that
still be in
powerful.
Notre Dame right now.
You ain't that
Yeah,
powerful. Nah,
it ain't my fault.
It ain't, bro. You good. You off the hook. He's his
it
own
ain't
guy.
my fault. Did I do that? No, I didn't
You
do
good,
that.
bro. You good, bro.
All right,
You good, bro.
Good. Right on, man. Georgia's rolling, man, as we
Yeah, they
see,
are.
man, 45-0. Like we talked about
Georgia
Michigan.
Big game,
Alabama.
big game.
Alabama.
Alabama, ooh, what a game. I watched that one. That was good.
24-22, and then Baylor, Texas Tech, we, of course,
Yep.
that was going to
Baylor
happen,
Field.
man.
So next
yeah.
week, Alabama, Ohio State. I'm sorry, Alabama, Georgia. Who you got?
Ooh, I got Georgia.
Okay, I'm taking Alabama.
Are you?
I am.
You think it's a mental thing?
I do. I think it's.
And that's so tough.
I think
to
it's
get
a try.
across.
It's hard to get across, but I think it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's Alabama have had to figure out ways to win games.
Yeah.
And Georgia hasn't.
They
had
scored 40
struggled.
points
They
like the
haven't
last
struggled.
5-6 weeks.
like domination.
Yeah, bro. And
So,
but
we'll
I don't.
see. I don't know.
feel like right now, I think this is Georgia's year. Like, cause you know in
Yeah.
baseball, it's like, hey, you due for a hit. You know when you go in there, you do.
You do.
You do. You can't just
Yeah,
keep saying
it ain't gonna go.
That
Yeah,
hit gonna come across.
It is. It is.
Right? It might be 1 for 10,
No doubt.
1 for the next 20, but that one
But
is
that
gonna
one
hit.
is gonna hit. Yeah.
I think this might be the year that Georgia hits, man.
But you
just
can it can still be Georgia's year and lose to Alabama.
True.
Yeah, you're right.
True.
'Cause they can still end up in that.
They will
top
be in
4.
with
Yeah,
one
for
loss
sure.
to Alabama.
I
Yeah.
just say
They would definitely
in NCAA,
Yeah,
Yeah.
betting against Alabama is always a risk.
I agree.
And you know, I'm always a believer, and I was always my mentality was, hey, it's just another game. I could do that, but everybody else on the team couldn't.
No doubt.
And like we talking, we'll tighten up.
Yeah,
Georgia might tighten up, man.
They might.
tighten
They
up.
might. I don't know if they're ready.
And the coach, he might.
Typically,
tighten
they
up.
do actually.
Yeah, exactly.
They come out tight
Exactly.
and then
And they're number
loosen
one
up.
for some
I
reason.
don't know if they're gonna be able to
Exactly,
get back, huh?
They're number one for some reason.
Yeah, I mean in the past in Big 12 SEC championship games.
Yeah.
But Alabama is number 3, and that's nothing to sneeze at.
No, nothing to sneeze at, but they're not nearly as
Georgia's
tough as
just
they've been in the past
known
years.
for
That
tightening
is
up
a
in a
fact.
championship game.
Yes, they are.
That's
They
all.
are.
That's also true. Yes.
And you know, I think they're due.
Well,
I think
we'll
they
see.
do. So Mavs, you know, on to the NBA real quick. Mavs, man, we
NBA.
almost 500, one game over 500. They're doing better than I thought they would at this point.
That's yeah.
We'll see what
That's
happens,
solid.
man. Phoenix is going crazy right now.
Man.
They be 17 straight. They
What
beat
a night. Golden State.
You
That
watch
was
that game?
Man, I fell
was
asleep.
a great game.
Trying to put my daughter to sleep. I fell asleep.
Did
Got
you
it.
watch that Brooklyn and Knicks game? I watched that game
that
too.
the
last
first one?
night.
How was that?
Oh, it was a great game.
I bet.
Knicks won by the Nets won by 2 on 2 free throws, 112 to 110.
Wow.
Great
yeah, I
game.
bet. Yeah,
Like,
Knicks
Knicks
are
went
Knicks are
ahead, Knicks
official.
came back.
Yeah, they're tough.
Yeah, it was a really good game last night,
Yeah.
man.
Damn.
Quick shout out MLB, man. Texas Rangers, holy cow, they spending money.
Ooh.
They're spending money.
Did you
man.
expect them? Did you see that coming?
I did because
Really?
they got that brand new stadium, so they have to make sure it stays filled up.
Product.
Yeah.
Right? They got to put
They
a
gotta
good
put the
product on the
product
field.
on
You know
the
how
field.
we are
Okay.
in Dallas. If you ain't winning, we ain't coming.
True that.
Straight
They got
up,
bills
I
to
don't
pay.
care. I don't care if you
What
got
that light bill? What that light bill like?
I don't care if you got an iPad at every seat. Like we ain't coming to the
Yeah,
game if we
gotta-
losing.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But you know you picked up Corey Seager, 10 years, $325
Like
million for
Seager.
the Dodgers. Huge pickup right there for
I like
us, man.
Seager.
Dodgers are You know,
Obviously.
that's a loss
Year in,
right
year
there
out.
for the Dodgers. Yeah,
Yeah, Seager's
Marcus
is a
Semien.
dude.
We featured him a few times during the season as one of the home run leaders, one of the late bloomers that came up, had 40+ home runs for Toronto.
Late,
We were talking about all them bombs Toronto was hitting.
Nice.
He was the infielder. He was the shortstop doing it. So brought him down. I'm in the infield is set. We got Cole Calhoun coming from the Diamondbacks, man.
Nice.
Another baller, John Gray.
Boomer
pitching, man.
Sooner. Let's go.
And hey, we got
He's from Norman.
Is he really?
John? Yeah.
That's your
John,
that's one of the guys?
Yeah. John, yeah. That's a guy. That's our guy.
Right on. Hey, so he want to get back down this
I'm going to go
way,
watch
too.
him.
He wants to get back down this way, too.
Exactly.
Man.
I'm going to go watch him.
Right on. Hey, when you
That'll be my first Ranger game.
Holla at me. Holla at
On
me.
the John Gray start.
I can tell you
that's going to be my first
about-
Ranger game.
Had
It's a
to
new
be
stadium. Yeah.
Had to be
That's going to get me out. That got me. It's like John in the building. I'm in.
Yeah, bro. That's so crazy.
That's cool.
How'd you know he was a Sooner, dog? Like, what? Like, how?
I know a handful of baseball guys.
That's what I'm saying.
From
Like,
Norman.
that's so random that you're in tune with the baseball.
Yeah, bro. What you mean? So Brandon Jones.
Yeah.
I play receiver. He also played baseball in Norman, but that kept me connect
baseball.
enough
Yeah.
to be like, oh, okay, yeah, oh yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
That's all.
Right
but
on.
I remember
Right
John.
on.
You know,
Hey, baseball guys, hey, we're pretty cool, you know. We're not that.
yeah, they throw
not
great
that
parties.
lame, you know. We have great
Baseball
shows.
guys are the most creative
The
guys.
best parties.
The best part and creative when it comes to working, like by far.
Yeah.
Period. Y'all
Cleat chasers.
like funny as fuck.
Cleat chasers and tell great stories and know all the movies.
Those
I
are
don't know all the
great
movies,
stories.
but all my baseball players,
They know all
they
that.
know
yeah.
all the
And
movies, all the one-liners.
They're
bro.
hilarious.
Off the
Yeah.
chain. And there's one more guy, man, that hey,
Coming home?
possibly.
Maybe.
Wow.
Is Clayton Kershaw going to be in the Rangers jersey? That would be a big deal.
That would be a big deal.
That's a great lefty, a
Something to
reliable
see.
lefty,
Reliable.
baller,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Latter part of his career, but hey,
Yeah.
he still got some juice.
Yep. He
Still
does.
got some juice in the new yard. Might be what he needs, man. Might be what he needs. I don't know if the Dodgers really, if they're valuing him as much as he should at this point. But
We're gonna find out.
yeah, we're gonna see.
Maybe.
We're gonna see.
But hey,
Hey.
on to our favorite part of the show, Tech Talk with Jones.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the drinks.
Oh,
Yeah.
that too. Let me get that too.
The favorite part of the show. Tech Talk.
That is good. That is good. What's going down in Tech?
Man, there's a lot of stuff going on, but I think the biggest news that is news about the way that number one Georgia beating Georgia Tech is news. Is Jack Dorsey steps down
Yeah.
from Twitter.
That was big.
That's one of those that I have to say about fucking time.
Really?
Yeah.
He hasn't really been present with Twitter in at least a couple of years.
Yeah.
Probably more like 4 or 5 years.
So was
Wow.
he like the creator, or he was just running the show?
So he was a founder. He was
Yeah.
one of the founders.
And
of
software
Twitter.
developer? Or is he?
He's more of an idea guy.
Okay.
Gotcha.
No, it wasn't really.
That's your
wasn't ever
jobs.
Really a
These are jobs.
techie guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is interesting because he's passing the torch down to the CTO, current CTO Parag.
Who has to be a techie
Agrawal.
guy?
Sorry, Parag.
Yep.
Parag Agrawal.
Yeah,
Agrawal.
Agrawal.
Who's the CTO, which is kind of typical for these startup CEO transitions. They'll hand it down to a CTO or CEO, COO, somebody who's focused on the technology and operations.
Indeed.
To help advance it, keep it moving forward.
Keep it moving forward, and so he set some pretty. He has before his exit, he set some pretty audacious goals for where he wants Twitter to be, and Twitter is probably over the past 4 to 6 years has been one of the highest growth, has the biggest potential of any of the social media platforms, with the possible exception of TikTok.
Do you tweet?
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah. Do you tweet?
Recently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you
on
see
it.
I yes. Now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've only recently got more engaged with Twitter because of crypto.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of crypto.
But then now
stuff,
kind of
yeah.
with some of the news, some of the whole coaching fiasco,
Yep.
Yeah.
tweeting has opened the door to some conversations that are really pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
Odds
Open up
odds
viewpoints you never
are
thought of.
yeah,
Exactly.
If you're looking for
Exactly.
current events, the odds of you seeing the current information that you want to see
Twitter?
on Twitter is much higher than any other platform,
Any other platform.
including TikTok.
Gotcha.
Agree.
YouTube?
Even
YouTube, yeah, way more than
100%
YouTube.
over
Really?
YouTube. Yeah,
YouTube
100%.
is edited post. I mean, typically.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know if
somebody's
edited is the
talking
right word,
about
but
what
yeah.
they saw on Twitter.
Right.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
There's a
That is
there's a
very
lot
true.
more
Yeah.
delay.
Yeah.
And so if you're talking about current events, whether it's sports, technology, politics, obviously, all of that's much more likely to be current on Twitter.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to see shitty stuff that's just trolling on Twitter? Yeah,
Of course.
100%.
Like comments and things like that.
And I think
Oh,
and I
of
think
course.
that's what finally has flipped the switch for Dorsey is that he's not able to stay on top of that.
You can't.
Yeah, he can't.
He can't.
He can't because
Neither
number
will
one,
Agrawal.
he's focused on on
You know,
Square,
Yeah.
but he's got all these other. He's got some philanthropic.
Dropic.
What is it?
Philanthropic?
Yeah, I know. I couldn't say it earlier.
He's
today.
got-
I was like, how do you say
The
that?
payment system? Square?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's CEO of Square as well. So he's CEO of
Oh,
Twitter and
killer.
CEO
Oh my
of
gosh.
Square.
You
He
talking
like
about Shaq and
Jack
Dwayne,
Dorsey.
what
He's PayPal Mafia, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
You're talking
100%.
about this guy.
Yeah, PayPal. Yeah, those guys are. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in.
And Jack Dorsey? That's
Yeah.
it?
But it was
Yeah.
time for him to step
Knowledge
down from
Jack.
Twitter or do something. Like
Yeah.
he needed to step down from one thing or the other
Yeah.
and get refocused.
Yeah.
So Agrawal is a good guy. I mean, he's a good operations guy and he's got the tech chops. So
That's what's needed.
the question
Gotta
is
keep moving forward.
The question is where does Twitter go from now?
That's a good question.
More video?
How do they monetize? Is it more video? Is it something else? Subscriptions is a big thing. That's something that
Wow.
a lot of people are talking about.
That would suck.
Individual subscriptions.
Individual
That would be
yeah. So what they've been
like-
talking about is a tiered
Wow.
tiered
That's like
Adam
thing.
Shafter. Like you got to
What's the-
subscribe to this shit. Like that.
Yeah.
What's the name of the
What they're talking
OnlyFans?
about
It's
is-
like OnlyFans?
Basically,
Not
yeah.
it's kind of it's almost a reverse
this content
of that,
is
really.
exclusive.
It's-
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But you have
If
to
you're
subscribe
so
to
if
get it.
you're yeah, so that's the thing is what they're talking about is something almost the opposite of that, where if you have, 1 million subscribers, 1 million followers on Twitter, that you pay some X amount. It's a trivial amount, but it's still it doesn't take much to add up. And that's kind of what they've talked about doing. That's
So
one
the people
thing
that
they've
actually
talked
have
about doing.
followers have to pay?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Well, they're the people that's got the most ability to pay. That's the thing you got to think about, though. It's like if you're talking about
Wait,
like
pay
me,
first or pay from subscriptions that they would incur based on the fact that the people that are following want that information.
Pay
basically,
first,
yeah. It's I mean,
But I wouldn't.
well, I mean, because they've already established the following, so
Yeah.
it's not really pay first. It would really be post pay in a
Gotcha.
sense.
Yeah, they be taking it on the back end.
Yeah.
Essentially.
But-
Okay.
So they would get paid from the subscriptions.
Yes.
Well, I mean, they're
and then
getting
they would have to pay back.
whatever they're
Twitter
they're
would
getting
take a-
paid. Yeah.
Whatever
Twitter
they
would
cut.
take a percentage of
cut.
whatever they were
Of
making.
each.
I haven't heard anybody talk about a
That's interesting.
percentage per se.
Okay.
But,
Well, it'd have to be,
But
'cause
even
you
if
can't
it
know,
was,
though.
it would be a small. It
Certainly.
would be a fraction of what their what their following is
Certainly.
valued at. But
Hmm.
but the bottom line is that Twitter has the most potential in terms of the way the platform is structured and the way the number of people who have grown into that,
Yeah.
the growth pattern that we've seen. It's also the other thing is, because they talk about, well, Twitter's in the shadow of Facebook and all this kind of stuff, but how much of Facebook is bullshit? Like there's a lot of Facebook stuff that's out there that is not real and that nobody cares about.
Certainly.
So whereas people who have a large following on Twitter are much more likely to have direct engagement.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had
Yeah.
short back and forth conversations with Mark Cuban.
Right.
I've had short back and forth conversations with
On Twitter.
on Twitter. Whereas none of those people are paying any fucking attention to me on Facebook
Yeah.
or Instagram or LinkedIn for that matter.
No doubt.
But it gives
but
you the
on
ability to have
Twitter,
access to these people.
yeah, there's the opportunity at least if you're saying something interesting or making some.
I'm looking forward
Interesting point.
to little holographic news updates on like the phone from like a Twitter platform.
Yeah. That's the thing is that
Like, that'd be awesome.
Twitter has not.
It's pretty interesting to me.
It's
Nothing
like,
against
dang.
Twitter
Just
or
watching like
or Jack Dorsey for that matter, but Twitter, the platform, has not really done anything innovative in probably more than 10 years.
Since they became Twitter.
that had
Right.
to.
Like the
had to.
last
Yeah.
big
Their deal is we get you news and we get
they
you
haven't
news
had to.
faster
Yeah.
than any
But
other
now,
platform in the
They've
world.
added video. They've added different things.
Yeah.
You
Right.
add to your tweet.
But now, the thing is, they have shareholders,
And they're pressing
those shareholders are saying, okay, we've put a shit ton of money
into R&D.
into R&D.
What the fuck are y'all developing?
And you guys haven't
right.
we're
that's
looking
the
for
part.
some ROI on this.
Yeah.
And where is it? When is this going to be? When are you going to monetize this thing in some way that reflects the amount of growth that you have had in your user base
And the amount of money
and the amount of money that has
you're
been
telling
pumped
us
into
is
it.
in
Yeah,
R&D.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the stock price reflects. The stock price jacked up real quick when Dorsey announced this, and again, he has done some great work there. He's taken it a long way, but it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to move on.
Yep.
And I think he finally realized that as well.
Yeah.
But
Right on.
it's a big deal, but
Really.
it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Right on. You know what interests me?
What interests you?
The rodents, man.
The rodents.
Yeah.
The
Playing
rodents.
Doom.
The rodents playing the rats, man. They're not even
Yeah,
rodents.
bro.
Rats.
Just straight up rats.
The rats playing Doom, bro. Have you seen it?
Yep. I saw the post. I was like,
Bro.
damn.
The
They're really-
Carmack and Romero, two rats. There's actually three, but we don't have the name of the third one for some reason.
Let's call him Earl.
Let's call him Earl.
Earl.
Yeah, I like Earl.
Earl the rat.
Yeah,
That's a good rat name.
Yeah.
Pretty-
Carmack,
All right.
Yeah.
Carmack.
Carmack.
Romero.
Romero, and Earl. Yeah. Earl.
Yeah, this dude
Boy, bald.
who's
He got the
I got that cul-de-sac.
is that what we're calling
rat
it now?
with the cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac right there.
Yeah, that's the rat with the
Got that good
cul-de-sac.
edge up, though. Got that good edge
He got that
up.
good edge. Though.
Nice.
Earl, boy.
Nice. All right, so for everybody who has no idea what we're talking about,
Right.
a researcher named Victor Toth,
Toth.
not to be confused with Victor T. Toth, who is a physics guy who's on Quora.
I wouldn't.
I
know
was
either one
I was
of them.
concerned about that.
He was, yeah.
Victor Toth is a researcher who is looking into kind of technology, virtual reality kind of stuff, as well as psychology and artificial intelligence. But he's built this thing that's kind of like a big. Remember the roller balls from the arcades and the
From the
things?
golf game?
Yeah, like the golf game.
I was playing that game.
Yeah.
I was thinking asteroids, but yeah,
Oh,
it's 'cause
yeah.
I'm
That's
older.
another one. Yeah.
But Golden Tee. Golden Tee is
Golden
the
Tee.
most popular rollerball game.
In 2020.
Yeah.
One
In
at that
2021.
point. Yes.
Yeah. You can find that in the bar, and it'll be the only game there. It's
Yeah.
Golden Tee.
True.
So he's got these rats on, in a little harness, and they're on this little ball that's like a roller ball that they can move around on. And then they got some little like nose buttons, some little buttons that they can hit with their nose in front of them. And they're running around. We can put the link in something so you
We'll
guys
put
can
it
see
in the YouTube.
Yeah,
chat.
but
Like, yeah.
but the rats are playing Doom. Like they're running around, and I wasn't really sure at first when I was watching it, but they're running around on Doom and they're like killing people.
Yeah.
Like killing the
Like
Doom.
they get it.
dudes.
Going
They
in.
get the point.
They're like all
Like,
in.
Playing
Yeah.
live.
Aim that way and shoot.
Yeah.
That's
Well, so yeah, so
fucking
that's the thing. So he built this setup for the rodents, and apparently, like with very little funding, just like built this thing from sticks and baling
What
wire.
was
Of course
he
he
smoking,
did.
bro? Like, what
Yes.
was he? How?
Oh, 1000%.
Where was his brain when he was like, man, I'm gonna
Man.
build I'm gonna build golden teeth for Doom and
Right.
put some rats on there.
Right.
He had some of that Mac 1.
See what happens.
He had some of that Mac
I
1
bet they
from my
shoot some
grow.
folks.
And so somehow he's got it so that the rats are training. They're getting like reinforcement training, and there's some like AI in there to help navigate the world, the Doom world, but they're following the corridors,
Right.
and when they run into like the little Doom monsters, like they're killing them dudes,
That is crazy, bro.
right?
That's crazy.
Like
I wonder
how long before they have like the rat controlling one of those Boston Dynamics robots with the gun mounted on it, killing
for
some
sure.
dudes in real life. Like that's
Bro,
scary.
I wonder
sure.
how quickly they adapt and like how long it took them to realize, hey, if I hit this button, it'll shoot.
It fires.
And then when the game ended, the next time you saw it, how quick
Oh.
was their how fast is the learning process? You
Did
know
they
what I'm saying?
beat Doom? Like first time they only made it to like did
that
they
was-
beat it? They beat the game?
Okay,
Like,
so first
crazy,
question
bro.
first. First question first. It took him longer to build the harness and the stuff for them to actually operate it
right.
than it did for them to learn how to navigate the maze.
Wow.
Right? Because
That's
rats have been
crazy,
running
dog.
mazes for
True.
years, right?
Ever,
I mean,
yeah.
we've been doing that for a long time. But getting them to do it in a virtual environment was a little bit different.
Challenge.
And then the other thing, to answer your question, is like the problem that he's got right now is that the rats don't give a shit about completing Doom.
No,
They just,
of course not.
they just want to get that. They just want to get that sugar hit when
The
when
dopamine come through.
Like,
Don't
they don't care. They don't care about winning the game.
No doubt. No
They
doubt.
just
Too
want
much
to
smack.
Yeah, they just want to beat the monster. So
Yeah.
So
smack.
that was one of the one of the comments that I saw on that was
That's
like
crazy.
we just give us some cocaine to do. I'll run a maze for you.
Man.
But yeah, that's the problem. It's like rats are not goal directed per se.
Yeah.
They're just in it for the dopamine hit.
Yeah. They
the
just like to
sugar,
get
the
high.
sugar high, right?
Rats are freaking
So-
party animals.
Yeah, that was
Straight
pretty
up. That's what's up, man.
Man.
Is there anything else you specifically you want to point out?
Well, I like to scare people every time we get a chance.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of really scary things. One, and I really want to see. I really want to hear what Mark's got to say about this.
Yeah, let's go.
But somebody is currently selling. This is not an in development, in research thing. This is somebody is actually selling this online right now.
Right now. I bet we
You
can
can go
look
buy
it
it. I was gonna go buy one.
up. Okay.
They have a baton thing. It's like an extendable. It's one of those extendable baton things that has some batteries in it. That's for social distancing.
Okay.
So you have your little thing in your pocket, and somebody who doesn't wear masks is getting a little too close to you.
Uh-huh.
You can extend your baton out 5 feet and zap them if they get too close.
What's a taser?
It's like a taser,
like a
but for
Selfie
for
stick
social-
/taser?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
what it
insane.
is.
Oh my God. This is for sale right now.
For sale right now. Yeah. You can buy this today.
That is dumb. And it's gonna sell because it's dumb.
I want to buy one.
Oh my God.
I don't care about social distancing. I want to just
Right,
I just want to
like-
zap people.
Yeah, but that's a thing. Like that was created with that
For
was
that
the
purpose,
disposition.
right. Like that was
for
the,
this
that
creation.
was the idea of it was that like
Oh
like I'm
my
so
gosh.
scared of this dude that's not wearing a mask. I'm gonna zap him.
I'm gonna zap him.
No, it's not like a lot.
Is that?
It's like 4.5.
But he can file. He can file.
Like yeah,
a
that
ra-
could
like,
that could be
what-
an assault charge,
It's
right?
assault, like simple assault.
I
You
think
could-
like
Well, wait a minute. Is he breaking the law by not being properly distanced?
is that a law?
Is
I don't
this-
think
is
that's
he-
a law.
Is it? Will he be able
It's
to
more
get
of a
off for like
recommendation.
self-defense?
So like if I'm holding that stick and I say, if you don't step back, I'm gonna zap you.
Yeah.
That's a recommendation. Like it's not a law, but I recommend that you step back or you're gonna get zapped.
But 6 feet is a law.
I don't think it is a law. I
They
think
didn't
it's
make
just
it
a
law?
recommendation.
It's just a recommendation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Social distance. So that's not. Yeah.
I don't think can you make a law that says
I don't know.
people have to stand this far
Australia
apart?
did. Australia did.
Yeah, but Australia is like not a real democracy.
It's not at all. They definitely did. And you will get fucking arrested.
Australia is
we will
like,
get arrested, like right.
Australia's
like,
got
no.
like,
You're like, you gotta
like
go,
drop
buddy.
bears that will bite you and poison you. and
Yes.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's not even a thing.
Oh man, yeah. That's amazing though.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah.
where do we go from there?
I don't know.
Well, okay, if you're worried about that, maybe you can have one of these super micro cameras that are the size of a rough grain of salt. I would have said a grain of sugar.
a camera.
Yeah, but they have cameras
Oh.
that have like really like high quality resolution. This is Princeton University and University of Washington.
How high? Of course.
Does Princeton University have a football team?
Princeton,
think
I
they do.
believe, does have a football team.
Do they really?
Yes.
I'm guessing they're not in the NCAA at all.
Nope, not at all. They would play your Brown, those squads. But
Right.
I believe Princeton does have a football. Does Harvard?
That's true. Yeah, Harvard does have a
does.
football team. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, they have an ultra compact.
I know they have a
camera.
rowing team, so
They do have a rowing team.
I can guarantee you
So
that Princeton and Harvard and Brown and Yale
Does
and so on
OU
and
does
so
OU
forth.
have a rowing team?
We do. We
Do you
have
really? Is that right?
in Oklahoma City, there is
There's
the
a rowing
Olympic rowing facility.
No shit.
The official Olympic rowing facility
Wow.
is in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
All right, Harvard.
It's pretty
Better
badass.
step
I just know about Princeton's rowing team from How High.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. Bar.
Drinking beer.
Yes.
But yeah, can you imagine the applications, good and bad, of a camera that's so small that across the room you're not going to see it.
Oh,
Period.
okay. At all.
Not even. Yeah.
You're not even see it this close.
Right. Like we already have cameras that are fingernail size.
And pins and shit.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I get that.
So you're talking about something that's got decent resolution. You're not getting 4K.
You're not getting 4K
HD.
Okay.
But
Would you get
decent
720, 480?
resolution.
480?
Oh yeah, easily.
720.
Easily.
Okay, then
Easily.
yeah.
A
you're
grain
good.
of salt is
Yeah.
That's tiny.
Now they say a grain of salt.
like you sweat out salt.
I'm saying
Right.
more like some coarse brown sugar.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
Like it's
That's
not
fairly-
grain of salt.
But it's
man.
But that's
not
still,
big. Yeah.
But it's
like, you're
still
not
like it's
gonna
still
see it.
like
We're talking
a
one.
little bigger poppy seed.
We're talking picking that
Yeah.
up with
A
some
little bit bigger.
tweezers.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
A camera, an
Like
actual
squishing
camera.
it with the
That's
tweezers
crazy,
back.
bro.
These are made in China. I know.
Well, it's Princeton University and University of Washington.
Well, made in China.
So-
They got home. They got spun.
Mhm. They definitely got spot over there.
Wuhan.
Probably so. But yeah, I mean, like,
Yep.
so yeah, that's the world. That's the world we live in, where rats
Yeah.
play Doom.
Rats
You
play
can
Doom.
zap people for getting too close to you, but you can catch it on an ultra compact camera,
Yeah.
The size of a
Like
grain of salt.
HD.
and then you can tweet about it.
And tweet about it.
Yeah,
and
man.
Holographic form in one day if
Yep.
you want to.
Yep. Hey, man.
It's been good. You good?
Man, I've had a lot of fun today.
Oh, it was great. Chris was amazing.
Yay, boy.
Yeah.
That guy was
We have not even scratched the surface of the stories.
Oh,
that
my
man has.
God.
Yeah, we definitely got to bring him back.
and he's a good storyteller.
And he's a good storyteller.
He's
yeah.
really good.
Well, that's how he has the
That's
career.
why
he
he's the
has,
best.
right?
He's the best. Yeah.
But I was sitting
He's
here
Hall
just
of Fame
like,
for a reason.
I was thinking, I was like, man, like I could ask questions off of this answer.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, for sure.
like 5-10 questions, bro.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Like, and I
had
saw
him
that
on
y'all
top of
had
my
a.
head.
I knew who was the OU guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I knew the brotherhood,
The brotherhood,
take place, you know.
indeed,
but,
indeed.
but like me and Jonas was outnumbered, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's 2-on-2.
No big deal. No big deal.
You know,
But
y'all
hey,
same
hey,
blood going through this. You
Of
know.
course, somebody would come from Oklahoma and essentially build what is the sports media
Oh,
market for Dallas, all of Dallas.
Hall of
course.
Fame 2020.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's Chris.
Another, like,
course.
another
Of
win
course,
for
of course, he's a
Oklahoma.
Sooner.
You know?
Of course, he had to leave Oklahoma and come to Dallas to do it.
Exactly.
I mean,
Had
yeah.
to come here, you know.
Learn all there, get your grounding,
Hey, what-
and then you go plant.
Hey, whether it starts here or you finish here, you know, OU loves Texas. Is all I'm saying.
Not UT, but yes, Texas.
Yeah.
Not UT specific.
No, but Texas, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right on, man.
Hey, you just think about that dude's got some stories from being in sports and media
Yeah,
in the 80s.
in the
Yeah.
80s.
Like that's some stories.
Bro,
crazy.
And so, man, I had the
That's
privilege
crazy.
of training Bedford Wynn's ex-wife, and Bedford Wynn was the founder of the Cowboys. and him and Clint Murchison.
Yep.
You know, we founded the Cowboys.
That's crazy.
And she tells me stories, bro.
And yeah,
like off tape.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Like I
Just
tell
about
y'all,
how like cause
how they did
it's,
things.
It's still business. Like it's
they still do it
ugly.
this way. Still do it this way.
Oh, real mafia, real savage. Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
And these
surprised.
games mean a lot to these owners. You know?
absolutely.
A lot more than wins and losses.
Yeah.
That's what Chris
called-
said. It's all
this
about
is
the
money,
relationships.
baby.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's all about those relationships.
Crazy,
and
man.
who's competitive with who?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who wants to be the first one on the block?
Yeah.
And they're
Hey,
crazy
man,
competitive.
we had a fun show today, man. We just
Appreciate
had to be
y'all.
back from Thanksgiving. We full, so we had a full show.
Man,
Had a full show. Got
did.
real full. Had a real full show.
213.
But man, real full. This I think it's a
Maybe
record
a
right
new
here.
record.
This is record.
It's a record right here, man. But hey, what we will do is see you next week, man, with a new guest. I have an idea who it's gonna be, but not gonna say it. We're gonna call it a secret. All right. But we'll see y'all next week, man.
Next time.
Same day.
Yeah.
Possibly around the same time. We'll see. Sometime around noonish for sure.
Debatable.
But hey, we'll see you. Peace.